Okay, well, for the time being, for a second here, just so that you all can hear me, left the audio for a second here. Apparently, we're just not recognizing the microphone, so give me a quick second. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing okay. Welcome in. Trying to get my computer to recognize the inputs that I have already put in. Okay, let's just go ahead and... Oh, geez Louise. Hold on. Hold on. Why does this have to happen every goddamn time? Every time I make a change. Hold on. God hates me, is what I've determined. Hey, Gorge. Hey, Silent. Raccoon Pope, what's up? We're trying to figure out why my computer is just not recognizing my, my microphone right now. It do be like that sometimes. Hold on, let me get these. Can I hear it through here? That's the question. That's the true question. No? No. Okay, we have a problem then. Oh, let's unplug stuff and plug it back in. Oh, good grief. Okay, hold on. Whoop, where's the headphones? Here they are. We're doing it live, folks. We're figuring it out live. Hold up. Okay, so I got something. Let's see if we can get it through here. Come on. Recognize the new fucking input, you piece of garbage. We have a lot of issues with this microphone. For sure. Okay, is that it now? You can hear me through the correct microphone, maybe? The correct microphone. Here's hoping anyway. Fingers crossed. Mute that one. Okay. Doubled. Now is it regular? Now does it sound good? How about now? Perfect now. Okay, good. I don't know why she does that to me. Why do you gotta ruin the first 5 minutes of my stream? Stupid microphone. Okay. Okay, anyway, thank you for your patience. Welcome in. Appreciate you all for being here. The YouTube chat is fucking bumping today. We have Shuffle, Game Gang, Hawkorvin, Phoebe, John Keller, what's up? Hey. Yeah, we gotta put in the work. We gotta do it. It me. True. It you. So, have you all been behaving since the last time I saw you? Or have you been misbehaving in a productive manner? I would accept misbehaving in a productive manner. Are you achieving your goals? Silent, you've read tarot for me like a grand total of twice, and now I'm like, you know what I need right now is a good tarot reading. Like, I want to buy my own tarot cards now, except it's probably not the same if you just do it by yourself, but yeah. I just thought that was funny. I had the urge today to buy myself some tarot cards. I was like, no. I don't need to do that. Don't need to do that right now. But it is funny. I used to be very anti-tarot, because I thought it was weird. And now I think it's weird, but also cool. So that's where I'm at today. Oh, I have some incredible news to share with you today. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear some incredible news? I signed a lease today. So I'm going to be moving in like 6 weeks out of living with my partner, who I've lived with for 12 years, and out in the world, kind of on my own. So that's exciting. If you want to help with that, you can help me furnish my apartment. Yes, big stuff. Let me copy paste this into the YouTube. There. If you want to help out. Also, we're very, very short on donos this month. So we're going to be working hard, making sure we stream for a little bit longer now that Renaissance Festival is over, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more energy. I'm looking forward to streaming a little bit more and getting back to our regular schedule. Although I think it's looking like for the remainder of October, we're going to keep doing this weird thing where I stream on Thursday nights and then also again on Friday early in the mid-afternoon on account of, I've got some weddings and stuff to go to these next couple weekends still. So in November, the schedule will return to normal with the Sunday streams, which I'm looking forward to because I love our Sunday streams. I love our weeknight streams. I just do also love our Sunday streams, and I miss them. That's the thing, is I miss them. Friday daytime streams are pretty okay, but it's not quite the same. It's just not quite the same. So yes, again, I hope that you all have been doing well over the past couple days since I last saw you. If you've not yet hit like on the stream, you know that it's appreciated. You already know that I appreciate it. What's up, Anansi? Hey, yeah, did you we haven't seen each other on stream time in a minute here. So I can understand being like, oh yeah, I miss this space for sure. I miss you guys when I go for too long without streaming. It's been weird these last couple months as I've been doing the Ren Fair, and I'm like, there's a big gap, like where it's like half a week between I'm not streaming. It feels weird. But yes, looking forward to November when we get back on our normal schedule and things are spaced out a little bit better, make a little bit more sense, get back to the real stuff, getting back to the real stuff. Oh my God. But speaking of getting back to the real stuff, today is going to be like such an intense moment. We're going to have to talk about some important shit today. Occasionally, we have to talk about some very important shit. I do want to goof off a little bit, for sure, today. But there is some serious news. It makes it hard to, I realize that it makes it hard to engage with the content and stuff. Like, man, like I like Demon Mama, but I don't like being in her streams as much lately because she's like, and what are you going to do when they come for your... And I'm like, listen, I already think about that a lot. Like, I don't need that right now. Having a bit of a moment. Everybody has to have a bit of a moment sometimes, you know? You know how it goes? Anyhoozle. So I'm excited and also nervous about what the future may bring. But I'd say mostly excited, you know? More excited than not, I would say. I'm thinking like, ooh. Oh, what's up, Decoy Duck? Welcome back. Welcome back in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to... There's a lot of different ways in which I'm imagining I can set up the new space. And some absolute crazy person purchased for me off of my Amazon wish list, like an enormous, like 50-pound memory foam bean bag chair. It's not actually a bean bag chair. It's just a bag chair with a bunch of memory foam chunks in it. I have not unpacked that yet because apparently it's really unwieldy to move. And the box that it's in currently is already pretty unwieldy to move because it's 50-pound big fucking box. So I am in lieu of a couch. That's what I'm going to unpack when I get to the new apartment in 6 weeks, which is a short period of time for sure. Yeah, I guess it's like chunks or like shredded, maybe like shredded bits of memory foam. I'm not totally sure on the details. I do know that like each bag is different, so some of them are quite disappointing as far as their total amount of fluff, even after you've given them 5 days to erupt. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Slowly acquiring the things that I need in order to have a successful household. So I got dishes for my new place. I got pots and pans for my new place. I need a bed still. That's something I got to think about. I got an air mattress and I'm thinking about just like sticking with the air mattress. Is this a new space or just different lighting? I did rearrange the room and my desk, but it is the same room, basically the same angle. Slightly different angle, slightly different lighting. I'm scared to hear what the new stuff the government is doing. Yeah. What's up, Del Sings? Yeah, so I'm excited to get settled, but it'll still be more than a month away before I actually can even start moving. So we got a little bit more time to like maybe raise up a little bit more money, save up a little bit more money, do some side projects, see if we can get some more stuff together. What is going on? Why is there's like a... Oh, that's this. I was like, it looked like there was a piece of fluff or something on the bottom of my screen. What's up, Mars Hall? Hey, how's it going? So, do any of you have any Halloween plans? It seems that I'm going to a wedding the day before Halloween. So, I guess I'm gonna do that. That's my plans for Halloween. Halloween's on a Monday this year, isn't it? It's so strange. Every time you're about to stream, I think, is this the day we revolt from the sewers? I will be Jessica Rabbit if all goes right. I hope so, Anansi. Jessica Rabbit is an ace icon. For sure. She's an asexual icon. Gonna eat candy till I feel sick for Halloween. Yeah. I swear to God I bought some Reese's the other day and I don't know what I did with them. But... I guess I'll probably do the same. On November 1st, I will buy a bunch of Halloween candy for myself. That's typically what it does. Monday Halloween means Hallow-weekend of parties. I guess that's fair. Yeah, like, so on, I don't have any plans on Saturday that week, but on Sunday, I have a wedding to go to, which is part of why our stream schedule is going to remain weird until the end of the month. Half off candy. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you get the half off candy on the day after. It's like Tuesday, I guess, this year. It's delicious. It's not nutritious. But it's an opportunity to get a little bit of candy in your system, so... I didn't know Jessica Rabbit was ace. I mean, like, if you just, like, look at the text of the thing, like, she's a hypersexualized character... But she never indicates any interest in sex. She kind of seems uncomfortable with being sexually objectified. And her relationship with it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Her relationship with Roger Rabbit is, like, pretty much entirely... Yeah, it's just patty cake. Like, her relationship with him is totally... It's not platonic. Like, they have a romantic relationship, but it's non-physical. So... She only patty cake claps. Yeah. She's like, he's so funny, he makes me laugh. Like, that's the basis of their relationship is not sexual. So, I like to think of her as an asexual icon. Yeah, exactly, Anansi. The relationship is very respectful and loving, but not sexual. True. True. I haven't watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit in a very, very long time. Does that one hold up? Is there any weird, crazy sexism or transphobia in that one? That's the trick with watching any of these old movies, is you have to be aware and okay with the fact that sometimes there's just going to be a transphobia. Every once in a while. Just a little transphobia as a treat. There we go. Oh my god, excuse me. So, yeah, if you're here and you have not yet hit like on the stream, you know that that's free and it helps the channel directly. Every single time that there's like, if you get like 3 likes all at the same time, you end up with like 3 new viewers because YouTube is like, ooh, I'm going to show this to more people. It's crazy watching it happen in real time. It's true. Every time I ask you for likes, there's a slight increase in viewership. The baby has a scene where he goes under a woman's dress and comes out with drool on his mouth. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. There's like, he pretends to be a baby. Yeah, I remember that. Classic 90s movies. Or is that a 90s movie? The baby is played as a creep. For sure. Any hoozle. Oh my gosh. I am hoping that we get a nice robust autumn as well. I live in a place where usually we have like rain in the autumn, and it seems like that period of time is getting shorter and shorter. Like we have longer and longer summer just encroaching onto the fall period, and then like poof, it's fucking winter and it's like snowing on Halloween. So I'm hoping that it doesn't start snowing within the next couple of weeks. That would not be great. Rainfall, haha, yes, true. What's up, Quantum Cactus? Yeah, I like having an actual season at this time of year. That's great. Climate change, making the seasons shorter. Not going to be my most favorite this time. Yeah, Anansi points out the baby is meant to be a creep, and he's a parody of babies in old cartoons, old school cartoons. So I think he holds up as a critique. Fair enough. I'm looking forward to rewatching that one. There's a lot of classic movies. Space Jam? When was the last time you all thought about Space Jam? That's a movie I need to rewatch sometime, for sure. I have reverse seasonal depression, so this is when I get all my energy. Oh my god, that sounds incredible, Hawkorvin. I need to probably start... I don't know if I want to take a vitamin D supplement, because that might be like too much. Like those aren't, they're not like regulated, you know, and it's possible to get too much of these things. And I'm like, maybe I just need to drink more milk. Probably just drink a lot more milk. Maybe go outside more. Hey, Christy, how's it going? Space Jam 2 came out last year. I deleted that from my existence. Like, I completely forgot that Space Jam 2 was a thing. Hey, Gorge. Hello. It seems like the last couple of times that I've wanted to jump into Jess and Zena's Discord to do hanging out, they've been streaming, and I'm like, God damn you people. Yeah, I had kind of forgotten about Space Jam 2, or maybe didn't fully realize that it was a thing. I used to visit the Space Jam website periodically, says Phoebe. Oh my gosh. All the fans forgot it exists too. I'm remembering seeing like screenshots and stuff of this now. They actually like were on a spaceship at one point, if I'm remembering correctly. My best friend growing up had a huge crush on the Lady Bunny from Space Jam. Pre-teen crushes are very weird. Analia, I think that honestly, like, Space Jam is one of those movies that probably awakened a whole bunch of furries. Like, if I had to guess, I would say that a whole bunch of people were like, oh me, oh my. Like, I honestly, and like, Bugs is fairly attractive in that movie too, for being a skinny little bunny man. The internet has a weird relationship with Lola Bunny. Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes perfect sense. Update on the moratorium on any ContraPoints references in the Jess and Zena Discord. We can now make references just as long as we don't say anything self-deprecating. You've traded off, you know? Are we still having audio issues? Can anyone report? Are we having audio issues? Because Jason Nebular is having some difficulty with the audio. But I thought we were not visible, audible. I wonder which movie made the most furries. What are some contenders? We should do a poll. This would be a really fun poll. Maybe I'll put the poll on Twitter. That would be a lot of fun. Ooh, let's do that interactively together right now. That would be fun. Let's do a Twitter poll of like, what are some movies? Peter Pan is a big one. What about Robin Hood? Do you all remember Robin Hood? Hold on, let me do this on, I'll do this on stream, I guess. Except that the fucking first person up top here is Buck Angel, and I don't want that on my fucking, it's only showing, he's only showing up on my shit because other people I know follow him. Which childhood animated movie turned you into a furry? And let's get a poll started. Here, let's just do this. Hold on. I forgot that because the thing wasn't on earlier, I'm gonna have to turn it... Okay. Jeez. Jiminy Christmas. Okay, here we go. Let's try this now. I can see forever. Subscribe recursion. True. Roger Rabbit for the aces. Yeah, exactly. Zootopia? No. Zootopia's too recent. Zootopia's way too recent, you know? Wait, we gotta figure out what year did Space Jam come out? 96. Space Jam, 1996. Robin Hood. Which one is that? Robin Hood animated. 1973? Are you serious? Oh my god. Robin Hood, hold on. Robin Hood came out in 1973? 1973. Holy shit. You feel old yet? I definitely wasn't alive yet for that to be feeling old, but... Which childhood animated movie turned you into a furry? We gotta add another option. Winnie the Pooh. Come on, Winnie the Pooh. What's up, Mickey? I don't know if the Goofy movie would be on that list. We only have 2 more slots. Jungle Book, really? I guess the cat was really hot in Jungle Book. You don't think anyone in your audience was a child in 2016, 6 years ago, and is now a furry and watching your stream? I mean... that would have made them like 12. I guess that you can be a furry and not an adult, but I guess I was aiming more for an adult audience for this one. You could be like a 16-year-old furry and having been 10 6 years ago, I suppose. I was just aiming for a slightly older audience, I suppose. Yeah, Christy, we're trying to determine which movie turned you into a furry in the terms of like, which one, I guess, yeah, which one activated you sexually, I guess is the goal. Lion King was huge. Bro, Lion King 2. Do you remember Lion King 2? Because Lion King 2 had the, like, lion that was raised away. And he had, like, the dark brown fur. And, like, a bunch of sex appeal, you know? You remember? Jungle Book didn't make anyone furry. Jungle Book gave everybody a hypnosis kink. True. Kovu was a little too sexy, says Game Gang. Okay, we have room for one more. Or do we want to just, like, leave the last option a coward's option of see results? What yiffles your stiffy? True. So we have Space Jam 1996, Robin Hood 1973, Lion King 1 or 2. Uh-oh, to be fair, Lion King had this. Oh, it's true. She had the fuck me eyes, for sure. Absolutely. Can't argue with that. All Dogs Go to Heaven, or is that the one where they get vored by a giant queer alligator? I haven't seen All Dogs Go to Heaven in such a long time. I'm having a lot of fun being a complete fucking idiot with you right now, by the way. This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying. No thoughts, head empty right now. The Aristocats. I don't know if the Aristocats turned anybody. We can try with this. Oh my god, Oliver and Company. Why were there so many furry activation movies? Aristocats is deeply unsexual. Oh my god, Spirit fucks. Dude, the YouTube chat is popping off. Oliver and Company, American Tail, Aristocats, Spirit. Fox and the Hound. Yeah, like, I think that for as far as, like, sexual furry activation... Hold on, like, what childhood animated movie turned you into a furry and activated you sexually? There we go. Balto. I don't think I ever watched Balto. Okay, and then see results. How long should we get? Let's just give this poll, like, 2 hours. I don't know, let it be over by the time we're done streaming. Not 2 days, 2 hours. Come on. Okay, now I want you all to go interact with that tweet and then retweet it, please. Will you please retweet the tweet? Thank you very much. So that we can have a fun time together. Yeah, I never saw Balto. Diego from Ice Age probably turned some people. For sure. The Beauty and the Beast. Fievel throwing it back. Yeah, I haven't watched any of these in a while. Furriness isn't inherently sexual, though Robin Hood did activate things for many. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's for sure it's not, being a furry in and of itself isn't inherently sexual, but what's Squirrel Girl from The Sword and the Stone? I must have missed out on that one. Let me see. Might pull it up. Because I don't remember her at all. Okay, she's a tiny squirrel. Oh, she kisses the man squirrel? That's pretty much what I've gleaned so far about this. She's a squirrel that fucks. Squirrel Girl has some incredible echolalia. What's up, Kara? Welcome in. And what's up, Jimsy? Yeah, I'm curious to see how this poll turns out. We'll keep an eye on it. Even though I have mentions turned off. We have fun here. We have fun. Okay, look at this so far. 6 votes. 2 votes for Lion King. Or no. Yeah, 3 votes? Yeah, 3 votes for Lion King. Arthur gets turned into a squirrel and she wants to fuck. Oh yeah, she's giving him the eyes. She says, please. Please, squirrel daddy, give it to me now. It do be like that sometimes, you know. Oh, somebody throws out SpongeBob and Sandy Cheeks into the mix. Did Sandy Cheeks activate anybody? I didn't like Sandy Cheeks very much, like in that way. Maybe because she's covered in the suit all the time. She just didn't do a whole lot for me. I'm having fun with this. This is an enjoyable way to start stream. What an enjoyable, stupid way to start stream. The Pokemon anime was my furry awakening. We already did Pokemon Smash or Pass, you know? We did Pokemon Smash or Pass, and the answer was, like, Lopunny for sure, Taurus for some reason, and anything with tentacles. Not so much the, like, vine tentacles, not like Bulbasaur as much as, like, Tentacool, you know? Cancelled for getting furry activated by the crows in Dumbo. I mean, aren't the crows in Dumbo supposed to be like blackface? Like, oh no. Oh my god, excuse me. Oh my god. I liked the flower in her hair, so Sandy gets points for that. I see. You're trying to get canceled for doing a race play. Tangela is a tangle of tree vines, so I'm not sure if that qualifies. The Jim Crows. Oh my gosh, is that what they're officially called in the thing? That's terrible. What's my Twitter at? I think that there should be a link to my Twitter. If you're on the YouTube chat, Siegfried, it should be in the links in the description below. Like there should be a link down there. It's Lux_banana. If that helps you at all. No cap, Lapras is my smash. Lapras makes the fuck eyes too. Doesn't Lapras make fuck eyes? I mean, yeah. Look at this photo. Lapras makes fuck eyes. Lapras is looking behind you like, are you going to take some back shots right now? Like, look at that. That's completely understandable. I would never fault you for such a thing. How could I possibly? Oh my god, why would you say this? Nasty, why would you say this? I'm so upset with you right now. Are you here? Because this is a crime. This thing that you just said. First of all, Pan's Labyrinth is not an animated movie. Second of all, that's a terrible thing to say to me right now. Snorlax is for those who have a sleep sex fetish. Yeah, I guess fair enough. Please leave the Tangela alone. They're officially called the Crows, but one of them is called Dandy Jim Crow. Oh. Gender dysphoria activated. I will return later. See you later, Shuffle. Yes. David Bowie's bulge made me a furry. Wait, wrong Labyrinth movie. I just remembered the evil psychic dark hypnosis squid existed. Is that Tentacruel? Anyway, Pan's Labyrinth. I cannot believe you. I have to, hold on. Whoa, is that a wasp? I think there's a wasp in here. This is what I've chosen to say to Nasty. I cannot believe you made me think this thought. We're having fun. I enjoy doing Twitter while we're streaming. I was literally expecting David Bowie to show up the whole time I watched that. Bro, the ending of that movie is so fucked up. Pan's Labyrinth. Do I want to know what this is, Silent? I think Lapras operates under the John McAfee theory of marine mammal consent. What does that mean? Malamar. Oh, I don't know what Malamar is. I think that's Pokemon from a later time than I was watching it. Oh, he had sex with a whale. John McAfee had sex with a whale. When he was asked about consent, he said if the whale didn't want it, it would have killed him or something like that. Best not to get into it. John McAfee is a libertarian weirdo. I mean, it's like, if you see, like, it's like if an ostrich or whatever is making moves at a human, like, would it be unethical to... He was a libertarian weirdo. Okay. Like, if an ostrich wanted to fuck you, or like some other animal that had like really clear mating rituals that it went into, like, is it unethical? I don't know. It's certainly illegal, so I'm not going to advocate for it. But I just don't know if it's strictly impossible to consent. I don't know. You can't get into John McAfee. His firewall is too strong. True. The firewall is too strong. Oh. This is what Nasty's justification is for saying that Pan's Labyrinth was their furry sexual awakening. I hate this so much. I hate it. Yep. No, I hate it, Nuvenol. No, I hate it. I haven't seen that movie. I don't think I've watched that movie since the first time I watched that movie. And the ending of that movie, like, fucked me up real bad. And I was like, oh no. And then I never watched the movie again. Guillermo del Toro, though. Oh, Jacob Husson, I missed in the YouTube chat a minute ago, said, raising my glass to all my LGBTQ homies tonight. We'll get through this and keep slaying. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers, cheers. I'm not a furry, but I do enjoy good hand-eye coordination. I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh dear. Cannot believe that Nasty made me think that with my own brain. How very dare. Is Nasty ace? I wouldn't have guessed that, what with all the porn that they draw. Guillermo del Toro guest starred on It's Always Sunny. When was that? Was that in season 12? Because I watched like 11 seasons of that show, and then I just never got around to watching season 12. I'm a furry and I don't get it either. Oh, okay. Listen, I don't remember details of what... Listen, Nuvenol. I don't remember the details of things that my partner says to me, much less things that are said in this chat when there's like a bunch of you and you all have the same green names. It's like, I guess better than white names. That makes it a little bit easier. He was in season 11. Hi, Baphomet. There's a pink name. Thanks for breaking it up. Thanks for disrupting the monotony of it. Jimsy in the YouTube chat says, Lapras exudes the energy of a healthy kink relationship in which you call your partner mama. Like, mommy. I watched Pan's Labyrinth in its original language, which is my native language, and I didn't know the fawn says, I'm a fawn. The original title is Fawn's Labyrinth. Is there even a character in it named Pan? Or do they just use Pan because that is like the Shakespearean character who is a fawn, you know? I remember every ace person I hear, my ears perk up every time. The fawn is named Pan. Ah, okay. God, Pan's... Wait, what? Why did I just look over at Hold on. Why did I just look over at Twitter and I see ejaculate responsibly trending with 1,266 tweets? Why? Why that? Why? 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 Okay, so it's a book, A Whole New Way to Think About Abortion by Gabrielle Blair. It deftly reframes the conversation around abortion to make men more accountable for their part in unwanted pregnancies. This book is clear, blunt, and incredibly important. What? Oh. Surprise segment. I didn't... Oh, this was... Wow, this just happened across... Oh. It's almost 2 a.m. here. If you need to go to bed, then you can go to bed. But if you're not going to go to bed, then what we're about to talk about is... Oh, hold on. Let me get my headphones. Here we go. Author Gabrielle Blair, promoting her new book, Ejaculate Responsibly, argues men are solely responsible for unwanted pregnancies. Okay, here we go. Whoop.
Hold up. The whole idea in 2 words. Ejaculate responsibly. No one has control over where the, of the release of sperm more than men. They get to decide if they're going to release sperm or not. And it's sperm that impregnates an egg. Ovulation, having a fertile egg, is totally involuntary. I cannot control it. It happens once a month for me, and I cannot control when or where it happens. But ejaculation is always voluntary.
I don't actually think that's true.
The title.
I don't actually think that's true. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the whole beginning of it, and let me actually put her on the screen this time, the entire time. Okay, listen. Like, what is... Okay, hold on. Can you not hear her? Why? Why are you like this? I'm so fucking irritated with Streamlabs right now. Like, why are you so fucking stupid all the time? Oh my god, hold on. I know you were hearing her on the other scene. I know. That's the thing, though. Like, why do I have to keep adding the fucking things over and over again? You know? Like, why is that necessary? Jesus. Okay, anyway, let's try this again. Switch to vanilla OBS. Hey, Cotton D-Pad, why don't you tell my website manager that? All of the embedded shit that makes your donations and stuff show up on screen doesn't work in vanilla OBS. I apologize. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, let's start this over.
The title is both a prescription and an argument. It encapsulates the whole idea in 2 words. Ejaculate responsibly. No one has control over where the of the release of sperm more than men. They get to decide if they're going to release sperm or not. And it's sperm.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's actually the case necessarily. Like, there is such a thing as premature ejaculation where, like, it's not even accompanied by an orgasm. Like, sometimes people don't even know that they've done a premature ejaculation because they don't, like, come at the same time. Like, speaking of people not knowing anything about biology, like, I feel like, it's a fair criticism to say that a lot of cisgender men who make laws about the female reproductive system, like, don't have those organs. They don't know very much about them. They don't study them. They're not, like, gynecologists professionally or whatever. But also similarly, I think if you're going to be a female advocating things like about male reproductive care, you should probably also know what the fuck you're talking about. Like saying something like, oh, males can always determine whether they ejaculate. Like, no, that's actually not the case. You know that men can be raped and like that women can like forcibly like use a man to get pregnant by like having sex with him while he's asleep or something. And like, you can't control when you ejaculate in that case. Or like if you know, if you're restrained, you can't control whether you get an erection, much less whether you ejaculate, you know? Yeah, there's pre-ejaculation, ejaculation, and orgasm, all distinct things even though they're conflated. So yeah, like sexual assault can happen to men and anyone with a dick also, like, and like just while we're on this note, also, if you're a female advocating that men should just get vasectomies, stop doing that, because you're like, unless you're going to subsidize the reversal procedure, which most insurances are not going to cover, much less the original procedure and like the cost of saving sperm, like in the meantime, while you are vasectomied, you know, there is a good chance that you'll lose your fertility permanently. So when you are asking people to get a vasectomy, you are in some cases like asking for them to be willing to permanently give up their fertility, you know, which is a big deal. It's equally as much of a big deal as saying like, oh, you should just get your tubes tied. Like, well, getting your tubes tied it's not always reversible, you know? So that's not always a solution for young female people who want to succeed in the world or whatever. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox and listen to whatever else she has to say.
That impregnates an egg. Ovulation, having a fertile egg, is totally involuntary. I cannot control it. It happens once a month for me, and I cannot control when or where it happens. But ejaculation is always voluntary. You always get the choice.
Okay, so yeah, you don't always get the choice. I think it makes better sense for her to say like, you get the choice of like whether to use protection. You know, like I don't think that you should argue like, oh, you always get the choice of when to ejaculate, because that's just strictly not true in all cases. Like you should, if you're really going to do this, advocate for like men being more consistent about using protection, perhaps, you know, like maybe that is part of, you know, maybe this is being selectively removed from context or something. But yeah, that's certainly a provocative way to lead. And the fact that this is being framed as a new way to view abortion as an issue as well. I mean, yeah, it's trying to reframe the responsibility argument, because people tend to argue like, well, you got yourself pregnant, you know, like, you know, you're getting an abortion and it's something you brought upon yourself. You got yourself pregnant. And like, I don't think that the answer to unilateral blame is to just shift that unilateral blame onto the other party. Like, it is true that there are two people involved, you know, like if you don't double check that your partner is wearing a condom, like obviously they should be checking with you and like everything. But like, if you don't even have the conversation in the first place, you can't assume that they're going to know what you want them to do and everything, you know? Yeah. And condoms work against pre-ejaculate and ejaculation. Just a matter of like knowing how to use them correctly and everything. Please tell me she's doing parody. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to believe that this was parody. Vasectomy, I thought she was proposing vaginoplasty. Now I see why you're opposing this. Right, like, if... you trans girls, you're always like, what if we did forced feminization, though? Oh my gosh. Is this a reverse jinx sort of thing? Men are making laws to control women's bodies without understanding them, so she's trying to regulate men's bodies while misunderstanding them. More turnabout is fair play than reverse jinx. That could be the case. Yeah, like those ones that are like, oh, maybe if we mandated vasectomies until the age of whatever. Like that's one that I saw, you know, there's no chance that the law is actually going to pass when you propose something like that, but the point is for it to be a silly equivocation or whatever. Yeah, forced feminization kink. Hypers in chat for forced femme kink, I guess. As a trans mask peep, no forced femme. What's weird, Del Sings, is I understand. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just because I follow some people who talk about forced femme kink. I'm like, I kind of get it. Even as like a trans mask. Like, I kind of get it, you know? Siegfried says, I feel like her argument is still reductive since it's boiling AFAB people down to having no control over their bodies and it's up to men to not ejaculate. I mean, yeah, like it's certainly fairly reductive in one way or another. I was forced femme for 30 years. I'm good. I mean, sometimes you explore things in a healthy manner through your kink, you know? Forced masculinization. The issue with forced masculinization is that it doesn't hold the same sort of humiliation aspect to it. Or like, not a humiliation necessarily, but a degrading aspect. I don't know. I don't know how to describe. Not kink shaming, of course. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what forced masculinization would look like. I need to follow more trans men who do sexy stuff, apparently. I follow a lot of trans women on the Twitter who do sexy stuff, for sure. Hey, we have like 42 concurrent viewers. Hey, if you've not yet hit like on the stream, consider hitting like on the stream, because that's free, for sure. But also, consider pitching me $1 on Patreon, because I'm about to be like living without the support of a partner for the very first time in my life as a 28-year-old human being, and I would very much appreciate your assistance helping me get through my very first winter, paying all of my own bills, and it's gonna be fun. Forced femme, forced mask, wino, forced NB. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. Forced NBification. NBification. NBify. True. I'm gonna need a bottle of moonshine if we can't just leave people's bodies alone. But we're just talking about kinks right now. We're just talking about kinks. How do you force someone into being liberated from the prison of gender? I mean, it's all. I think it's all about whatever. Wow, we're gonna lose viewers here for this. It's fine. It's all about, like, you know, you can make humiliating jokes about any group. You know, I guess you could do, you know, just any sort of domination and sub with like a gendered connotation to it. Yeah, for sure, we're losing viewers on this part. Forced mask, more like himbofication. True himbofication. Oh yeah, I'm just enjoying the topic of conversation, for sure. I'm just having fun. We've been going for like about an hour now. I should probably get to. We got a little bonus segment. I was not expecting a little bonus segment, but we probably should talk about the things that I do actually have on the list for today. My name and hair are getting stupider yet cooler by the second. NBification gas. True. Yeah, I think you can make fun of anyone for any gendered stuff. You know, forced NBification would be like, oh wow, look at you with your, I don't know, like with your mismatched socks and your blue hair. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to get anybody off with a kink right now. You gotta pay for that. If you want audio on the Fansly, let me know. Joking. How much money would you pay for audio? Oh gosh, I should get some water really fast, and then we should start talking about our real segments for today, you know? You should also drink some water. ASMR Lux NBification coming. I mean, I would fin dom someone for sure. Does anybody want to be fin domed? I would do that. But yes, I'll be right back. Drink some water, y'all. Yes. I told you it wouldn't be long. Did you miss me? Drinks watermelon agua. Oh my god. Watermelon water sounds really yummy. Trump likes to be fin-domed by a blue-haired queer, I bet. He doesn't have enough money to be fin-domed by someone, you know? What's up, Jade of Awesome? How's it going? We're doing pretty good. I just realized that we've been faffing about for like an hour, and we should probably like actually start talking about some of our news today, even though some of the news is silly shit that doesn't matter. At least one of the news items is silly shit that doesn't matter. He's fin-domed by Putin. Oh gosh. If you're just coming in, hit the like button real quick for me, because we're about to start talking about some fun stuff. I've got my stream notes open. Beady, beady, dee, 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 beady, beady, dee, dee, beady, beady, dee, dee, beady, beady, dee, dee. Ooh, I'm going to the pumpkin patch this weekend, but I don't know how I'm gonna carve my pumpkin yet. I haven't thought about that. What should I carve my pumpkin? Also, you all should help me name my badger. Did we already try to do that? I can't fucking I can't carve a dragon. Are you kidding? Are you kidding, Decoy Duck? I can't carve a fucking dragon. I'm getting ready for a big move, so I haven't been able to catch a stream as of late. No worries, Jade of Awesome. If you haven't been around for a little bit, then you maybe don't know that I am also about to move. I actually just signed the lease today, and I'm gonna move in about 6 weeks into basically my own place. My partner and I have lived together for 12 years, and now we're not going to be living together anymore. And that's a pretty significant change in my life. So that's why we have a GoFundMe, trying to get the monies. Carve a tentacle dragon. Oh my god, a tentacle dragon. I should name my badger Mushroom. I think maybe I should just name my badger Mushroom. That sounds really good, actually. Just look through pumpkin design and see if anything speaks to you. At one point for Halloween, I did, shit. One time I did this guy's face on Halloween for my jack-o'-lantern. I kind of like carved halfway but not fully through on the tear streaks so that the light would shine through, you know, the white rind part. And then more recently, the most recent one that I did was an hourglass. In the case of a patch, I'm pretty sure it's always pronounced pumpkin. A pumpkin patch instead of a pumpkin patch. I don't know what kinoko is. What is kinoko? I missed the move info. Hope it goes smooth for you. I hope so too. I hope it goes well. I am excited and terrified at the same time. Ooh, Jacob, or perhaps that's not the name that you would want to be using right now, says, I'm cross-dressing for the first time for Halloween, slightly worried about tucking. Well, in theory, I understand it. I've never done it myself, but in theory, I understand it. And as far as I understand, like, make sure you shave yourself very thoroughly. If you're going to be using tape, make sure you wipe off the spot that you're going to be adhering the tape to your skin. Wipe that skin off with an alcohol wipe and then let it dry and then put the tape on, okay? Or you could get a gaff. You could get a gaff for sure. Hey, Creature of the Fae, thanks for popping in real quick. Yeah, and I don't have the tools or the time to try to shave a pumpkin for a high-effort carving. might just wear underwear and panties. Did I walk us into talking about tucking? It wasn't you, Hellhound. It was someone in the YouTube chat talking about being worried about tucking for their cross-dressing Halloween outfit. Be prepared to go to sleep early since you'll be tuckered out. Tuckered out after the pumpkin patch? The thing is that, like, in preparation for going to the pumpkin patch, I've been stomping around at the Renaissance Festival all fucking day. YouTube chat is anarchist heaven. It's true. Someday, the website chat will be so bumpin' that I can barely... Oh, tuckered out after tucking. True. That's true. Someday, the website chat will be so bumpin' that I can hardly pay attention to the YouTube chat. Tucking Carlson. I gotta come up with my drag name. I was watching some YouTube show and she was like, my drag name would be Casey DeMondays. And I was like, that's very funny. Oh man, Creature of the Face says, I stumbled on gaffes on Etsy once and now the algorithm doesn't know what kind of trans I am, but it knows I'm trans. I've had like Facebook show me like rhinoplasty groups and I'm like, you're so close. Tucker Carlson still has she, her in bio. That's very funny. Silent says that she had a Groot pumpkin in 2014. That sounds fun. Yeah, I'll have to think about it a little bit. Maybe I'll do a tribute to one of my kitty cats or something for that. Oh boy, I'm ready to talk about TERFs. I love talking about TERFs. By the way, if anybody knows a video editor who can take on like a little bit of extra work, I think I want to just distribute some of my editing work across like a couple of people. Because I have one editor and she is real fast, but she was ill recently, so. Patchy Dumpkins. Almost nobody seems to respect her pronouns. I know, we are not being very respectful of Tucker Carlson's pronouns. I will admit that I'm not terribly concerned about being very good at it, you know? What would a non-binary pumpkin look like? That's a question. It's a question that we have. Editor, you say? The editor that I have currently is very quick, so it's going to be hard to compete with her as far as speed goes. But yes, I'm open to taking on a second editor. And maybe a thumbnailer as well, if anybody knows a thumbnailer who can take on a little bit of extra work. Are pumpkins naturally non-binary? Well, pumpkins are fruits, so they're for sure gay. They're filled with seeds, though. But they're also filled with seeds that are already germinated. Like, not germinated, but they're already like, you know, they already got the juice. As a pan MB, I'm always gay. True, I'm always gay. There's nothing I can do about it. Every single interaction that I have is extremely gay. Okay. I can't remember which ContraPoints video it was specifically, but it was maybe her gender critical video where she's talking about like, well, she had like a voiceover. She had a person do a voiceover in it, and they're reading from some book about how to deal with trans people in the world, right? And so I guess I'll go ahead and start here with this. The book was by Janice Raymond. Her book, The Transsexual Empire. She was one of the early gender criticals, and this quote is an eliminationist statement saying, I have argued that the issue of transsexualism is an ethical issue that has profound political and moral ramifications. Transsexualism itself is a deeply moral question rather than a medical technical answer. I contend that the problem of transsexualism would best be served by morally mandating it out of existence. And now, like, maybe that kind of like doesn't make any sense. Like, what does that mean exactly? And she does elaborate on it within the text. Like, obviously that quote's just one quote from the text, but she goes on and is basically like, you can't make transsexualism illegal, but what you can do is like increase legal requirements for access to care. You can reduce the number of available doctors who provide that care. You can reduce the number of available clinics who provide that care. And honestly, this is something that's been used with abortion tactics as well. Like, for example, in my state, there aren't very many places that can provide abortions because at some point someone introduced a law that said any place that's providing certain types of medical procedures must have a hallway that's wide enough to accommodate 2 stretchers going past each other or something like that, like some silly requirement about the building. And then a lot of these clinics, like a lot of Planned Parenthoods and stuff like that, are in like smaller commercial buildings that aren't built like a hospital, like that don't have the same structural requirements as a hospital. And then so you just basically legally close those offices without actually making abortion illegal. You just reduce the total number of places that can provide them. Oh my God, thank you, Jade of Awesome, for the tier 3 sub. White name you. True. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'll add that to the thingy in just a second. Because, well, actually, I'll just go ahead and do it now since I'm already taking the moment aside. Because that's... Yeah, okay. Because we haven't seen an increase in this for a bit. And I would like to see number go up. Yeah. Number go up. Good shit. Holy moly, that sounds effective. Yeah, like that's the thing, is that it's a very tricky but highly effective method of accomplishing your goals. Like, just to increase the requirements. Like, this is what gender criticals are advocating for, right? So understanding that gender criticals, like, they take detransition stories and they go, oh, well, this is proof that this thing it should be even harder than it currently is to access it. You know, what they're essentially advocating for, without usually maybe even knowing it outright themselves, is morally mandating it out of existence, just trying to make it basically impossible. Oh, the sound effect. Yeah, sorry. So I happened to see this tweet on the twit saying, so last night a few of us were in the voice chat talking, and we noted that this person had pretty much no blocks against any gender criticals. So she posted up this poll asking, should gender criticals be morally mandated out of existence? And of course there's like 1,500 votes, and it's like almost perfectly 50-50, half and half. That's astounding. So, and then Adult Human B adds, anyone who passed their trans exams will recognize this as a quote from Janice Raymond from her book, The Transsexual Empire. Janice Raymond was one of the earlier GCs, and her quote is one of the many times that GCs have made eliminationist statements about us. This morning, we found that the GCs had not only nibbled on the bait, but swallowed it whole, and oh, are they angry. This person says, shame on you. This person says, you mean the same way that Hitler morally mandated the Jews out of existence? Just not even the shred of self-awareness. Literally genocide to say a group of people shouldn't exist. Found the fascists. Just the thing that makes this so delicious and funny is like the complete lack of self-awareness that like this is how they talk about trans people. It's like, you shouldn't exist. Should facts be morally mandated out of existence? Cope harder. Oh my God, that's so funny. Should facts be morally mandated out of existence? Yes. Don't fucking try me. Like, oh my God. Here we go. Oh wait, I skipped one by accident. Oh no. I know this is Magdalene Burns, who's passed away now. I don't know what the rest of the image is, but... Should you be morally mandated off Twitter? Should you be morally mandated off Twitter? Did they ever realize they were punked? I don't know. Let's keep reading. Last night we put some comments on after she had posted her poll. All of these were obviously the sorts of things that gender criticals say about / to trans people, but the silly giblets still didn't get it. Oh dear, here we go. I have no problem with gender critical people and I wish them well. I just don't think they should be allowed to run for public office or have access to public spaces or have health care or be referred to accurately in conversation or on official documents. This is just going to keep going. I'm very worried about rapid onset gender critical beliefs. True. Becoming a GC is a big, life-changing decision. Just look at Graham Linehan, and as such, should be signed off on by at least 3 mental health practitioners. Honestly, they should use third spaces. If they're invading normal people's spaces, they shouldn't probably be arrested. I love that one. I love that one for sure. Especially because increasingly, gender criticals are harassing trans women in bathrooms. Like, they actually are causing like a legally significant problem by harassing, like, for example, Eddie Izzard in bathrooms and stuff. Yeah, we need to make sure that kids aren't becoming gender critical at too young of an age. It's a big decision. It could ruin their life. Just look at Graham Linehan. Oh my God. Obviously, we've all muted that thread, but if you want to laugh at them, you can here. Oh my God. I want to see the quote tweets. Let's look at. Remember, this is the final result of the poll. It didn't quite go their way. Completely not getting that this is a joke. This is a joke. Hate won't ever win. Okay. GCs for the win. Oh my God, true, Rochelle, true. That would be a no. Watch this account getting more and more triggered as the poll doesn't go their way. I mean, here, yeah, check the comments for gender criticals not recognizing a quote from one of the founders of gender critical transphobia. So I don't know if anybody went into the comments and was like, bro, do you realize? I mean, it said, like, she said it right up top. Or no, it wasn't in that thread. It was in this other thread that we said, like, this is a quote from Janice Raymond. What do the comments in here look like? They're a safeguarding threat and need to have their own toilets. Oh, man. Some people never left 4th grade banter. I mean, it's true. It's true. But I just thought this was funny. Like, the thing is that, like, trans people aren't advocating that gender critical people don't deserve rights, that they don't deserve access to public services or health care, or, like, we're not saying that women who've been battered by men deserve to be on the street because their spot in the shelter should be given to some trans woman instead. You know, like, we are not presenting this as being like a competition between two groups with like vanishingly little access to few resources or something. You know, like, we tend to view things more collaboratively, and we are not the ones who say we should do everything we can to make it very difficult for this group to get access to care or whatever. Like, the gender criticals have really started coming out recently. Who was it recently that said straight up that even if a trans person is living fully well adjusted, having transitioned, like, that is still like a problem for the sane world, because those people are going to be lifelong patients. Like, okay, aren't women lifelong patients because they constantly require gynecological care? Like, aren't depressed people lifelong patients because they require a medication that supplements their serotonin reuptake. Like, you know, like every single human being is dependent on the medical system to survive to some extent, whether it's once a month or whether it's once a year. Like, everybody needs access to medical care. It should be a competition. Have a homelessness leaderboard. See who is the most homeless. True. Oh my God. But I think it's funny for them to absolutely melt down at the prospect of turning the rhetoric around. Like, they readily identify this as fascist rhetoric when it's being used against them. But while they're engaging in it, they're like, yes, this is morally correct. I am the moral high ground right now. Like, I have the knowledge of what to do and like the moral goodness in this situation. You have teeth, that's a lifelong condition. That's the fucking truth. People with chronic pain are lifelong medical patients. Like, I mean, like, it's just all of it's tied up in horrendous ableism, of course. Like, it's all tied up in horrendous, like, the concept that people, like, that having a medical condition is somehow a bad thing. Like, ultimately is what this all comes down to, that being trans is a bad thing because it's a medical condition. So anyway, what's up, Kimberwolf? Okay, I'm ready to close that segment, and we have Mitternacht in the room here. I'm thinking about grabbing him up off the floor and forcing him to interact with the stream. Thank you, Solander. Says good luck with the move, catching up at the beginning of the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to help, consider donating to the GoFundMe, or directly to me, or to purchase some things off of the Amazon wish list, whatever. Mitter, yes, I should get the kitty cat. It's going to be fun being self-sufficient this winter. It's going to be a good time. He's drinking water right now. I don't want to interrupt him, but I am going to pick him up in a second. If you're here and you've not hit like on the stream really quick. We're going to have a break for kitty cat, and then we're going to move on to another segment. Yes. The other thing that's really funny about this tweet thing, though, is that they think that we're so mad. Like, they really do think that we're so mad. Like, oh my God, this poll is not going the way they expected. It's like, girl, like, come on. We're just trying to point something out to you. It's like, do you honestly think that trans people really want... I mean, I think that that's part of the scare tactics that the TERFs use, is that they do have a "you will not replace us" kind of mentality towards trans women. So let's do the cat. Sir? 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 Okay, I have a kitty cat. Hello. Oh, hello, baby. We only have like 6 more weeks of being able to do this. And then we will not see Mitternacht on stream for a long time, probably. If ever again. That's assuming that he even lives for long enough for us to move back in together, maybe. If that happens. Who knows? Are you a good kitty cat? No, don't go anywhere. You're so good. Yeah, him big boy. Mwah. Mwah. Mm. You are a friend, though. You are my friend? Mwah. Yeah? You big fat boy. Big fat boy. Hello, big fat boy. Are you sweet? Yeah? Okay. Let go so I can put you down. There you go. Dingus. Okay. Okay, we did it. Hey. Stop knocking the water bowl over. You douche. Fucking asshole. Burnt marshmallow. Hey, TERFs, we will not replace you because we are here. Like, how, like, trans women can't replace cis women anyway. Like, what do you mean? Like, cis women are still, like they're still gonna exist. Like, the only replacement that could happen is if we convert all cis women into trans men. Why are they saying we will, like, you cannot replace us to the trans women? Like, it's not like, I don't know. They're like just so much misplaced rhetoric with them. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Two old straight white men interrupting me talking to trans people. Is that the forced masculinization? Is that what it is? Oh my god, Vita Rota with the $50 donation says the cat. Oh my god, thank you. That was really kind. I appreciate that. Holy shit. Let me add that to the thingy. 175. Fuck yeah. Making progress for our goals for the month. Hell yeah, dude. You will not replace us in the bathroom. True. Great trans replacement theory. I mean, yeah, like, truly, that is the thing that's so scary about the gender critical ideology, is that it is fascist. Like, if you look at it, the whole, like, the enemy is both weak and strong at the same time bullshit, like, all of this stuff, like, it just falls into it. It's another thing based on cognitive dissonance. Yeah. And I kind of believe that cognitive dissonance is believing two separate things and, like, switching back and forth rapidly rather than believing both of them at the same time. Hello, Baphomet. You missed the cat. If you want to see the cat, you will have to roll back. Yes, you did. Oh my god, are you being cute on the floor now? I can't show you him being cute on the floor. Haters wear blinders. They intentionally don't want to understand so they can justify dehumanizing the other. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's always so hard for me to tell whether these people are being genuine in their beliefs. Like, do these people actually mean any of the things that they say? The process of transition is actually adding parentheses one at a time. Hell yes. Anansi says, one of my classmates swears we want a trans ethno-state, and I can only go, something you want to tell us, Karen? Yeah, like, it's projection, I think. Male, female, male, female, female. True. It's getting increasingly mathematical at that point. I will sign off on a lot of things within the trans community, but math jokes, you get the fuck out of here with math jokes. Are you serious? Making me think about math as a 28-year-old adult. Can't believe you'd do that to me. The hate is real and they will say anything to enact that hate. It kind of seems like they... Yeah, it's all... What's the word for it? Oh, really? You're making noise now? It's all very ad hoc. They write at the bottom, they go, trans people are bad. And then they go to the top of the page and they write, trans people are bad because all these reasons that I'm inventing as I write the fucking page down, you know? Fuck math. Ayo, fuck math, okay? YouTube chat is bringing the fucking energy today. They're never honest about their true beliefs. But I don't think they're completely honest with themselves. By the way, if you're in the YouTube chat, the chat that's on the screen, this is not Twitch. This is my website. So you can come to the website if you want. It's very cool. You get special emojis here. Special emojis that only work on the website. I fucked math. She fucks hard. I feel like math will bite your prick off every time. Dude, you can only fully transition if you follow the order of operations. Hey, no worries. If you're on mobile, I know it's harder to be on the website. I just wanted to give you the option. Why do they call it the Don't Say Gay? We'll get to it. We'll get to it, okay? Lately what I've been doing with the title of the stream is I just title it like the highlight, like the big story of the stream, you know? And then, we'll fucking get around to it, you know? Yeah, I don't stream on Twitch, Delsings. Twitch is much more restrictive on the fact that I want to call myself a faggot and stuff like that, so... Oh my god, excuse me. Oh, and another one. Here we go. Jesus. Burpsies. I know, I've been drinking the beer. Abtron on the YouTube chat says, time for maximum gay. True. Y'all know Brennan Beckwith? Do you know Brennan Beckwith? Who made those incredible videos, anti-Calvin Garrett videos and stuff? Like, they were so cool doing that shit. But they posted a video recently where they called themselves, they were like, my gay ass. They were talking about the Try Guys and Eugene, the gay guy, and the Try Guys, and being like sexy. And they were like, my gay ass has always been attracted to Eugene. And they posted on Twitter, like, I called myself gay in this video, and I'm looking forward to being misgendered in the comments. And I was like, this is why I call myself a fag. Because I don't want it to be unclear what kind of gay I am. Yeah, queer people projecting and being cruel to queer people. Lauren said it 3 days ago and she was fine. I'm not gonna risk getting mass reported on Twitch, though, is the problem. Like, I'd rather have a consistent income through YouTube. Forced dragonification. I have my horns around here somewhere. I guess I could wear. Do you consider an FTN female to non-binary? I don't know. I don't really think about it very much. Like FTM, MTF, like FTN, whatever. Like those terms like make it easier for cis people to understand what's going on. But I don't really think of myself or my body or any other trans people in those terms. Like if I was talking to someone and I said, oh yeah, my friend is a trans woman, da 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 da, and if they didn't understand what I meant, I would be like, she's an MTF trans woman, and they might understand. You did not just make it up, though. FTN, or sometimes people will say FTX, like female to X being non-binary. Twitch is hostile, says Irrational Hieroglyph. Thank you for confirming that. Because I do personally feel like Twitch is just... Like, YouTube at least doesn't give a fuck. Like, Twitch is more actively hostile. DTF dragon to female. You start out dragon, like assigned dragon at birth. Quantum Cactus has invented something. Assigned dragon at birth. Special FX. True. Oh my goodness. I'm having a good time hanging out with you all tonight. This is enjoyable. I'm having a good time. We're having a good time. Oh god, what is in my notes? What else is in my notes? Oh yeah! I forgot about this other thing in my notes today. Oh gosh, we'll get to it in just a second. You said you don't do Twitch because I can't call myself a faggot. That explains why Keffel stops herself from saying it. I don't really watch a lot of other streamers. I haven't hung out in Keffel's streams very many times. But it wouldn't surprise me if she stops herself from saying it, because she is susceptible to mass reporting in a way that I usually am not. You know, like the big scary people who really drive a lot of that hate traffic don't really pay very close attention to me. Like, I don't think Destiny knows that I exist really, so I don't ever get any commentary from him or any other DGGers. Like, Keffels did say it a bit when she very briefly swapped to YouTube. Yeah, she was like, this is the one good thing about being on YouTube is that I can use slurs. It's so weird how big of a streamer she is on Twitch, but then if you look at her YouTube, like she doesn't have very many more subscribers than I do. But I also think that I have way more subscribers than a streamer would at my size of streamer. True. Trans women love saying faggot. It's true, more than anybody else on the planet. This is part of why I enjoy saying it, I think, is because I'm around you fucking people all the time. I saw a trout dealer that false reporting got Vosh zucked off of his main channel for like a week. Whole bunch of shit. Yeah, drive safe, Kimber. Twitch is imploding because big streamers got a huge pay cut. Everybody got a huge pay cut. I don't rely on my income from YouTube strictly, you know, like if you subscribe, that's direct through my website, you know, like that's not through Twitch, which is part of why my website is so great. That's why it's so cool that I have the like, we have emojis on the website and some of them are free and some of them are paid and you get the special color name in the website chat. Like that's like, except for what PayPal takes for fees for processing the payment, like almost 100% of what you sub to me on my website is going straight to me. Subscribe for dicks. True. Can someone help me get in touch with Ethan Klein from H3? Because I still think that it would be really fun to talk about dick's surgeries with Ethan Klein from H3 on his podcast. Can someone hook me up with that, please? Can someone on my team get in touch with someone on his team? Hey, Mersh. Had to buy supplies after work along with going to the barber. Well, welcome back. Welcome in. I saw you in chat like whenever the last time I streamed and it was like a call-in stream and I didn't say hi because I was focused on the call-ins. If you ever make it on the H3 podcast, you'll have really made it. Holy hell. I'm like, how big of a channel do I have to be before I can get on the H3 podcast? What if I just shoot my shot right now? What if just while I'm on stream and like slightly buzzed from like a beer and a half? What if I just go to H3's profile and message them if they have DMs open? Do they have DMs open? Maybe I'll open it and then not actually try to have this conversation right now. Oh, no. They have DMs closed, so I cannot message them because they have DMs closed. Probably a good call. Podcast booking inquiries. Maybe I'll email them and be like, hello. I mostly just think that Ethan would have a very fun time asking me a bunch of very inappropriate questions. Would you ever do a podcast? Holland James, I actually have a podcast. Or do you mean like, would I go on, like, because I have a podcast already. There's a link in the description on the YouTube page, actually. If you go to the YouTube channel, there's a link down there. Unpredictable is new to the website chat. Welcome in. Twitter tag them. They just, like, something just happened where Ethan Klein got called anti-Semitic, so he's got shit going on today on Twitter right now. If I tag him, he's not going to have any room for me. Yeah, I have a podcast with my friend Dr. Catherine Strickson. I guess it's mostly her podcast, but... What are we question marking? What? But yeah, maybe I'll send my email out to Ethan Klein and see if they can schedule me on. Get a huge number of weird people. Yeah, Ethan being called anti-Semitic. I think it had to do with people like who he had on his channel at some point. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Hey, yo. If you're here and you haven't been here for very long, hit the like button on the stream. On the YouTube page, hit like. And then consider joining the website chat over here. This is not Twitch. It's the website chat. Machine Gun Kelly podcast. Exactly. Or Machine Gun Gelly. Yes. The MKG podcast. What does it stand for? I don't know. Go listen to it and find out. Yes, we talk about politics. We talk about trans stuff. We talk about silly shit sometimes. It's a fun time. If you want, like, conversations with me, but with my friend Kat also, and she's the one who kind of, like, decides what the topic is every time. I'm just like, I'm here, Kat. What are we talking about today? And she's like, well, I just got back from facial feminization surgery, so we're going to talk about surgery recovery. And I'm like, that sounds awesome. I just get to show up. It's great. What a fantastic deal for me. How is this tweet doing with the poll? We started a poll earlier. This has gotten 63 votes. Hey, retweet this again. If you haven't already retweeted it or interacted with this post, do it again. Which childhood animated movie turned you into a furry and activated you sexually? It seems like the most votes right now are going to Lion King 1 or 2, which makes sense because that's 2 movies bundled into one option. But 23% of the vote is going to Lion King 1 or 2. Space Jam has got vanishingly few votes, with only 6.3% of the vote. And of course, Robin Hood taking it at 14%. Cowards, see results, 55%. Get out of here, you cowards. I'm not a furry, but Space Jam is the only one of these that's remotely arousing. Oh, geez Louise. I'm having fun. I'm having a good night. I hope you all are having a good night. I enjoy, like, just fucking around, you know? Robin Hood was at 14% of the total vote. So out of 63 votes, 14% were for Robin Hood. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, see results, bonk. True. Listen, did any of you catch, we're not going to talk about this for very long. Did any of you catch the House of the Dragon episode this week? Because if you didn't, like, spoiler alert, there was a foot fetish scene. And, like, that's not a joke. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying to you. There was a foot fetish scene. There was a scene where someone pulled out their feet and then someone else pulled out their dick and started jerking off to the fact that the feet were out. Finally, Nuvenal says finally, directed by Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, it really did feel, the episode really did feel like it was directed by Quentin Tarantino. I'm gonna have to find some way to hack House of the Dragon and watch the stream. Technically, Mersh, you could get like a 1-week HBO trial and watch all of them in like a week, because the season finale is this weekend on Sunday. So after that point, you could just binge the whole first season on a free pass or whatever. But yeah, no, there was a straight up foot fetish scene. And the shot was all like it was very focused on the feet in the shot, and you could see the guy in the background. Like, it was very, very much footness. Are you good at hacking merch? I've never sold merch before. Whoa. Oh no, Mersh. Are you good at hacking merch? The E got left off at the end there. I was like, what the fuck do you mean hacking merch? Yeah, it was crazy. Griff from Gargoyles is my jam. Hella smexy, and he fought Nazis. I haven't heard, I don't think about the word smexy very often. Remember being 12? Remember being 12 years old when we used to say things that were smexy? Wow. Oh my god, excuse me. Oh my god, excuse me again. Still only 63 votes. All right, it's gonna lose some steam. There's only 47 minutes left. There's only 47 minutes left on this, okay? We gotta decide. Give me my scene kid phase. I don't care if I'm 25. Gargoyles, not exactly furry, but definitely got some kids an awakening of some kind, for sure. Oh my god, Delsing says, I can't remember when I started saying smexy. I graduated high school in 2001. Wow. I graduated high school in 2011. 10 years later. Holland James says, I don't understand why some gay people who have said they identified as bisexual in the past, because it was easier than saying gay. When you say you're bi, you're already saying that you like the same gender too. Yeah, I mean, some people are like, it's less definitive than saying they're gay, and it can be easier. I'm not sure. There are also some people who come out as gay, and then they realize that they're actually bisexual. So, it's weird. Oh, Trout Dealer, you're such a square. All my human crushes were human. All my cartoon crushes were human. How dare you? Ooh, Quantum Cactus has a really interesting proposition here. What with Robin Hood making furries and Jungle Book making hypno kink, should there be a segment going through what Disney movies created what kinks? That's a good point. That could be a lot of fun. If we could come up with a list of like a whole bunch of different Disney movies that like, okay, clearly this is someone's kink, or it turned people into having a kink. Kimber Wolf says, hot, strong lioness pinning you down on your back? No, not sexually arousing at all. The Goofy movie. So silly. I should make some videos for furry science. Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet. Baphomet. Yo, you are not wrong. Load. Hurry up. Load. You are not wrong. Look at this. Look at this bitch. Right? I mean, she's like a mouse or a bat or something, right? She was so hot, step on me, mommy. True. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that one. I haven't seen Treasure Planet in a fucking minute, though. It has been a minute. Does this count as furry? Yeah, it does. She's a mouse person. You know, the cartoon Kink Talk reminded me of this. Subliminal fetishes. Cut it out, butt munch. No, sweetie, that show has curse words in it. You need to be watching cartoons for kids. Oh no, Hero Rat has been captured. The bad guys are gonna tickle his feet if we don't get to him. You'll never tickle my big smelly feet, you criminals. Hee hee, my feet are so large. Don't worry, kids. We inflated our friend with helium so he can fly to the top of the building. Oh no. Oh, look at me, so full of air. Haha, squeaky balloon noises. Uh-oh. Hold him down. Keep feeding him. Stuff his face until he explodes. Pained gargling noises and stomach gurgles. Yeah, a lot of these are fetishes that I'm aware of. Oh no, a full moon. Jeff is going to transform. Oh no, there he goes. There he goes, kids. I hope adult me can interpret what I'm feeling right now. Oh no! Oh geez Louise. Oh gosh. That's very funny. I hope adult me can interpret what I'm feeling right now. Oh man. I'll reveal one. I'll reveal one. Do we want a moment to reveal one? In Evil Dead, I think it's Evil Dead, the first one maybe, when the tree, like the vines in the tree and stuff all like start holding that girl down and she gets like raped by the trees and stuff. I was like, wow, that's really doing something for me. And I was very young. The tree rape, exactly. I've heard multiple trans mask dudes tell me that Treasure Planet is their favorite Disney movie. You're talking about the tree rape, but Tangela doesn't get to you? I think that I smashed Tangela. I'm just saying that, like, once you really think about the texture, right? If you think about the texture, that's not like that's like, if it's like a slippery ocean creature, that's like appealing, right? But if it's like grass and vine and like dry and like squeaky, you know, like that's not going to be a good feeling. Fern Gully absolutely gave me a micro macro kink. Oh no. And also made me sexually attracted to a Tim Curry smoke demon. I mean, yeah. I mean, who wasn't attracted to the Tim Curry smoke demon? Truly. Who didn't get sucked in by that one? Hey, if you're coming in now and you have not yet hit like on the stream, hit like on the stream for me real quick on the YouTube page. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about our next important thing. Okay? Yeah. Hit like on the stream. And we are going to now talk about something important, something that matters. We've been talking about stupid shit for a while, and I've been having fun doing that. Straight male here, but I'm attracted to Tim Curry in all forms. Isn't that like how Ryan Reynolds is like a lot of straight guys, like one guy, you know? It's a lot of straight guys, like one person. Okay, listen, here's the thing. This has been a long time coming. How long have you been out as trans? How long have you been out as trans? That's a question that I have for you watching this. And actually, if you're not trans, this is also something that can be relevant to you. But if you are trans, how long has it been since you came out? I came out like 12, 13 years ago, something crazy like that. But if you weren't out as trans 7 years ago, I have a revelatory opportunity for you right now. It is going to be your first opportunity, potentially, to participate in the United States Transgender Survey. Our moment is finally here. 2022 U.S. Trans Survey is now open for all to take today. To some of the questions in this survey, if you are an ally. But am I muted? I cannot be muted. Are you for real? There's no way. I fixed this earlier. No, I'm not muted. That's all you, Quantum Cactus. Gave me a fucking heart attack right then. Okay. Muted for a second, but back now. Audio cut out for about 15 seconds. Okay, I don't know why she keeps doing this to me. But whatever. We're ready now for the trans survey. Our moment is finally here. The 2022 U.S. Trans Survey is now open for all to take, making a difference in just 60 minutes. Join thousands of other trans people in taking the survey. Now, there are questions here that are for allies as well. Like you could, if you're somebody who just knows trans people, who supports trans people, there are supposed to be some questions in here that you also can ask, or you also can answer. So I kind of figured like maybe, as long as it doesn't ask any particularly demanding questions initially here, maybe we can do the first 10 minutes or so of this together so that you can take the opportunity. Like, this is where all of the data comes from when we're talking about trans health and trans issues. When we're talking about like what percentage of trans people who have gotten a UTI or a bladder infection because they couldn't go to the bathroom in public, you know? All of the statistics about sexual assault toward the various demographics. Like, this survey is the reason why we know that trans men have a very high rate of sexual assault, and even higher than that is non-binary people assigned female at birth have the highest per capita rate of being victims of sexual assault within any of the other demographic within the trans community. Like, all of this information comes from this survey, okay? So if you hit in the YouTube chat, it doesn't work, but in the website chat, !survey brings you to the website. And I would really like to just do the first, like at least the first 10 minutes of this together, if not just filling out the whole thing together, because it might just be faster. I mean, it's going to take like a whole hour though. So maybe we'll just get it started together. And so here I want to let's read this like disclaimer, because people keep asking like, is this for United States only? Is this only for trans people and everything? Like, let's take a look at it real quick. So the National Center for Transgender Equality and our partners welcome you to the 2022 U.S. Trans Survey, following up the 2015 U.S. Trans Survey. NCTE, Black Trans Advocacy Coalition, Trans Latin Coalition, and the National Queer Asian Pacific Islander Alliance, thank you for participating and helping to ensure that the experiences of trans people across the country are captured in the survey. We welcome all binary and non-binary trans people, ages 16 and older, who live in the United States or U.S. territory to complete the survey and make their voices heard. So this is supposed to be for U.S.-based trans people only. We thank you for sharing your experiences on the U.S. Trans Survey. We know that every voice counts in documenting and better understanding the lives and experiences of trans people in the United States, and we appreciate yours. Sincerely, the National Center for Transgender Equality Survey Team. If you all remember Josie, is it Josie Caraballo? She has been joining us for those group streams a couple times, and she has been working on this project, helping bring this to fruition. So let's see. Survey takes 30 to 90 minutes. If you close the survey, you cannot return where you left off. So once you do start, you want to like leave the tab open. So I'll, I guess I might leave the tab open and finish it later tonight. Or yeah, we'll go ahead and just start it at least, just to like take a look at what are some of the questions. Survey is only open for 1 month. So you only have 1 month to finish and submit. Okay. You can use a mobile phone, but it's going to be better if you're on a computer or tablet. Most of the questions are optional. Some survey questions may not feel inclusive. Many questions in this survey are taken from federal or other national surveys. These questions are included with their exact wording, so we can accurately compare the experiences of trans people to the U.S. general population. Hyperlinks are used to define certain words or phrases to help you understand everything that's being said. Some questions in the survey may bring up difficult emotions. If you experience difficult emotions and would like to talk to someone, please contact one of the resources listed here at the hyperlink or at certain places inside the survey. Next, you will see some important information about the survey. Okay? If you're trans and you weren't out yet 7 years ago, this is your first opportunity to be meaningfully counted, right? I tried taking that trans survey the other night since I pledged to do it, but accidentally fat fingered a link which deleted all my progress 50 minutes in. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. It must feel like such a waste of time. Okay, what is this? This is about a research study. Okay, I'm just gonna click yes to this and move on because I'm probably not even gonna finish this right now. I'll probably close it and bring it back up. Is this information being reported to the government? It's not being reported to the government. This information is being collected by the National Center for Transgender Equality. So it's information that's going to be used for us to analyze like what are needs within our community. What are some issues that need to be addressed a little bit better? It is supposed to be anonymous. This survey will get snubbed. I'm Smash. Will get snubbed in Smash. Uh-oh. That would not be good. So it wants you to make a little code in order to get in here. Let me see. I don't... The research team will use your ID for their analysis, not used to identify you. Please answer the following questions to make your ID. I just wanted to know what some of the questions were going to be like. Don't make me think. I was going to not... Hold on. Should I just hit skip on this part? Hold on. Let me see if I can just get to the questions part. Is there a link to it? There's a link. Okay, yeah, so you have to create like a little ID thing so that they can have like a I don't know why they require that part. It just requires like a little anonymized numbers and letters thing in order to take it. But like this is going to ask you questions about, have you been sexually assaulted before? Have you contemplated suicide before? Like, do you have family acceptance or not? How has your experience with your jobs been? Like, have you had any specific discrimination on the basis of being trans in the workplace? Gonna drop out of the stream and do the survey. Do it, AJ. Hell yes. I'm gonna go ahead and like actually do mine like later tomorrow maybe. God damn it, I'm supposed to like stream tomorrow. I don't know if I'll actually do that. I'm supposed to like continue streaming 3 times a week for the next couple weeks, but I might actually just go back down. I might just go down to Tuesdays and Thursdays only until November and then start back up on the Sunday streams because I'm fucking tired right now. Like existentially tired. How are we doing on this poll? Ooh, now we have 73 votes. Still a good number of votes for Lion King 1 or 2. That's enjoyable. That's a lot of fun. I'm having a good time. Oh, gosh. Oh my god, excuse me. The prelim part isn't very long. It's to go with your data. Yeah. I just didn't want to take the time to like think about it. It's like, oh, your first and last letter of your blah, blah, blah. I'm like, god damn it. Like, I cannot put that much brain power into fucking, into like anything like CAPTCHA wise while I'm streaming. I don't have the ability. But US Trans Survey, very important. It's just now available. It's only going to be available for a month. So please take the time, if you have 30 minutes or an hour, to answer those questions. If you don't mind getting a little bit personal with some anonymized data sets, you know, perhaps even talking about like what your intentions are with surgery. Have you had surgeries? Questions like that as well, for sure. Can you feel the fur tonight? Can you feel the fur tonight? I mean, do you want me to go get the badger? I think the badger's name has to be Mushroom. I think that's what the badger's name has to be. I could wear the mushroom. I could do that. Whoever said it way earlier said mushrooms have non-binary energy. I so strongly agree with that. Oh, drink water. Okay, drink water. Water's important for you, okay? Snake, snake, oh, it's a snake, snake. Name them Magical Trevor for the misdirect. That's too many syllables. Too many syllables. Yay, mushroom. Yeah, that's the name of my badger. Did you all see my badger? Have you seen the badger? I know some of you have. Some of you were at the stream before. It's hard to say. It's like there's 41 concurrent viewers right now. Is that the same 41 concurrent viewers who were in here the last time I brought out the badger? Yummy. You've not seen the badger? Okay, give me 5 seconds. I'll be right back with the badger. It's a badger. Yes. Here we go. And this is how I'm going to stay warm all winter. With a badger. Name it Ramifications. I think its name should be Mushroom. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. That's exactly the thing. Yep. Yep. Oh, I was wearing it in a picture on Twitter. That's true. Yeah. I think it might get too warm to wear the badger. Wasn't there a Lord of the Rings version of that? I don't know. A lot of people wear badgers and other furs around their shoulders. It was a big Game of Thrones thing for sure. Mine's is special because I have a friend who's a leather worker who added a cloak clasp to it. So I can like put it around my shoulders and it'll stay there. That's pretty cool. Yeah. You could have a warrior Halloween costume. That would be incredible to wear while on mushrooms. Maybe. It's pretty soft. It's certainly warm. So, anyway. But yeah, no, under the photography lights right now, that's going to be a little bit too warm. Let's put it away. Oh, Badger. So soft. Love a good clasp. Yep. Anyway. I think the Badger's name is Mushroom. Even though I still look at it and just think Badger every time I look at it. Nito Torpedo. We like it. Oh gosh. The only thing that's left on the itinerary is the National Don't Say Gay bill. That's like the only thing I have left on my itinerary. Which I guess means that I can stop stream after I talk about it. But it does mean that I have to talk about it. I have just enough energy tonight. Lately I've been stopping after 2 hours because I'm fucking tired. But I feel a little bit better today. I got some stuff done this week, so that's feeling good. If you hadn't heard, I signed a lease because I'm moving out of living with my partner for the last 12 years, which is a huge change. People like to go fox hunting where I live and sell the fur. Red foxes and silver foxes are common. I have fox tails, I'm sure, but this is the first time I've had like a real full pelt. Congratulations. Thank you. It's exciting and scary, both at the same time. I'm realizing the closer it gets, like, it was not my choice to move out. It was not what I wanted. But now the closer that we're getting, the more I'm like, this is necessary. And I'm glad that I'm going to be moving out. As scary as it is to be on my own, really, for the first time. Like, without the support of a partner, for sure. Yes, in December. That's when I'm going to be moving, is in December. Like, right at the beginning. So, yeah. Just about 6 weeks, which is very soon. Oh, God. This news is so, it's like, so sad. Ugh. Let's open the news. Get it ready. So, yeah, if you want to help get me any of the household items that I'm trying to get, like a toaster, for example, you can help me out. Yeah, thank you, Mersh. It's been rough. Still don't know if we're actually getting divorced or not, but it's definitely not a pleasant situation to be in, and I have appreciated having all of your support, like, financially, obviously, but, like, emotionally and all that. Like, that's been super helpful, and, like, having the opportunity to reach out to some of my friends has helped me kind of get through it a lot, too. So, yeah. Breakups are hard, and they're even harder when you're like, I don't know if we're actually breaking up or not. So, that's cool. But thank you all for being here for me. That's very kind of you. And let's go ahead and segue into the Don't Say Gay bill thing. Moving sucks, but the new place in Independence will be a fun adventure. Truly, I'm trying to think of some of the positives, like I'll be able to burn incense. My partner has scent-triggered migraines, and I can't burn incense currently. Also, my partner has, like, heat-triggered migraines, so I will, for the first winter in, like, 10 years, I'll be comfortable and able to set the temperature at whatever I need it to be. So, yeah, it's going to be a good thing. And I'm excited, and I'm scared. So I'm mostly scared about the fact that I work for tips, and I'm going to have to work hard this winter to make sure that I am still able to pay my bills and everything. I'm not expecting it to be too crazy difficult, but I am expecting it to be a challenge. So, yep. All right, let's move into the Don't Say Gay bill. I've managed to reduce the number of viewers quite a bit by talking about personal shit, so that's cool. If you've not yet hit like on the stream, please do that real quick so that we can get a couple people in here, and then we get more likes, and then more people, and then more likes, and then we'll start talking about the national bill. Because Erin Reed from Erin in the Morn has her commentary, and then we always see Alejandra Carballo, because she is a lawyer, always doing like a really great breakdown of what's going on in these situations, you know. So we appreciate these incredible women for setting the standard for journalistic integrity on this. Talking personal shit as being genuine. Yeah, but you do lose people, you know, just being realistic. You do lose people a bit when you start talking about weird shit and like the further it gets away from the title of the stream, you know, the weirder it is. So we all remember the Don't Say Gay bill from back in the day. It feels like ages ago that the Don't Say Gay bill came into effect in Florida. We've already talked about that on the channel fairly extensively. It's not fun. Basically trying to make it to where that any school that receives public funding is not allowed to talk about trans and queer issues with children under the age of 8 or so. Like, including, like up and to including, you can't explain mommies and daddies. Like, the law is written in such a broad manner that it could apply to a lot of things, and you run a lot of risk if you allow the teachers to even so much as talk about, you know, their gay partner. In the way that straight teachers, when I was a kid, they could say, I'm getting married over the summer, or like, I am pregnant because I'm going to have a baby. Like, you know, like heterosexuality was ubiquitous and fine, apparently. But we've had, you know, stuff going on in Florida restricting the ability to talk about very basic aspects of human existence with children under a certain age. So now we have a national bill introduced by Republicans, which is supposed to ban any exposure, quote, any exposure to transgenderism to children under the age of 10. And I'm assuming that this applies to like any place that accepts federal funding. So this would effectively fire all trans teachers. Like, trans teachers cannot instruct on their pronouns if they're not allowed to talk about transgenderism or whatever. Like, any exposure to transgenderism, like, you literally cannot be around a trans person under the age of 10. Trans workers in hospitals that serve children, counselors, social workers, defining being trans as sexual. Also, keep in mind, like, I don't know if this comes up later in the thread, but like, banning any exposure to transgenderism to children under the age of 10, that also means that, like, that transgender children of that age would need to be segregated out, I think. Like, because, like, if an 8-year-old kid is like, I'm gonna cut my hair and go by the name James now, like, that kid is in a classroom with a bunch of other 8-year-olds, is that kid going to be disallowed from attending public school? Like, the implications are far-reaching, okay? So insofar as we're defining trans as being sexual, let's see. The head of a federal agency may not disburse federal funds to any federal program, state or local government agency, or private entity for 3 fiscal years if that entity receives 2 or more injunctions for violation of subsection A or B in a 5-year period. It's just showing that, like, you can sue, right? So here we go. Definitions in this section: sexually oriented material. The term sexually oriented material means any depiction, description, or simulation of sexual activity, any lewd or lascivious depiction or description of human genitals, or any topic involving gender identity, gender dysphoria, transgenderism, sexual orientation, or related subjects. Oh, and then of course we have stripping in here. They had to define stripping because it's their new gung-ho fucking thing that they're not going to refer to drag as drag. They're going to call it stripping. So here we have stripping means any act which involves the removal or simulated removal of clothing in a sexual manner for the entertainment of one or more individuals. So, like, notwithstanding the fact that doing drag requires you to put a bunch of shit on and not really take anything off, because, like, that's the whole fucking illusion, is you put a bunch of stuff on to create an illusion. Like, if there's no stuff on you, then you're just a man stripping. That's not the same as what drag is. Anyway, God fucking Christing damn it. Yeah, so yeah, the main problem here is that we have, like, depictions and simulations of sexual activity, lascivious depiction of human genitals, equivocated with any topic involving gender identity, which includes like growing out your hair. That includes something as simple as pronouns, any topics of gender dysphoria, transgenderism, sexual orientation. And like, again, sexual orientation, to be clear, includes this student has two mommies. Let's say hello to Linda and Karen, the two mommies. Even that much instruction is banned in this situation. Yeah, drag is like the opposite of stripping. So this is barring gender-affirming psychological care nationally to any trans youth under 10. Yeah, because like a lot of hospitals and stuff are going to be taking public funding. So these apply to any public funding, right? In some readings, it would make it illegal for schools to accept gender changes. Yeah, as that would be exposing children to transgenderism. So it's like, yeah, is the school not allowed to affirm any trans kids? Not even under a certain age, because like if you're in an elementary school starts at age like 5 and ends at age like 10, 11 maybe. And then you have a middle school. Like that's typically how it works in the US. So you would kind of like not be allowed to you would not be allowed to support the transition of any kid in the elementary school system. Like if you are avoiding exposure to any person under the age of 10, if you have a 10 or 11-year-old in the school who wants to transition, like, first of all, if you're making them wait until that point to socially transition, that's fucked up in the first place. But then additionally, if your goal is to prevent under 10s from being exposed to this, then you literally can't allow it to happen within the same school. Or if it's a combination school that goes up through grade 8 for the pre-high school ages, then that's children up to the age of like fucking 13 that you're just saying you're not allowed to change your name or cut your hair, Also, intersex kids not allowed to exist. True. It's legalized sex discrimination, oppression, and segregation of LGBTQIA plus people, denying these children a free and appropriate public education. Yeah, I do kind of see it falling under that purview of sex-based discrimination, for sure. So the initial ban only applies to things with federal funding, but that is most everything these days. Like, yeah, that includes a lot of hospitals and most schools. The effects of this would be disastrous. A link to the bill. Alejandra has excellent legal analysis. And this applies to all LGBTQ people, keep in mind, because it does straight up just say sexual orientation. So gay people mentioning their spouses is considered exposure to sexual orientation. Okay, hold on. Let's go to here. Alejandra says, House Republicans introduced a bill that would ban any discussion or material in federally funded programs about LGBTQ people in any event with children under 10. It is a federal Don't Say Gay bill. Yeah, for sure. Xenomorph Girl, wouldn't this ban sex ed if passed, since it bans sexually oriented material? Possibly, because it does say any depiction, description, or simulation of sexual activity. So you couldn't describe what penis in vagina sex is like. Like you couldn't say a man puts his penis in a woman's vagina and then makes a baby. Like technically that's a description of sexual activity, and it would be banned under this requirement. Oh, and DJ also mentions, I briefly went to a high school which had middle school and some elementary school students all in the mix. So that would mean that some kids would be banned from transitioning until adulthood. Well, that's one of their goals. That's one of their stated things. So anyway, so yeah, this highlights any topic involving gender identity, dysphoria, etc. No federal funds may be made available to develop, implement, facilitate, or fund any sexually orientated program, event, or literature for children under the age of 10, including hosting or promoting any program, event, or literature involving sexually oriented material, or any program, event, or literature that exposes children under the age of 10 to nude adults individuals who are stripping or lewd or lascivious dancing. The lewd or lascivious dancing thing bothers me too, because like we're getting into talking about a subculture that I'm not part of, but black people pop their butts and twerk and stuff at like the family barbecue. Okay, like it's culturally like you might view that type of dancing as inherently sexualized because they're dancing with their butts, but like it's not, you know, like they're having like dance-offs between like the 10-year-old boys versus the 10-year-old girls at the family barbecue. Like it's not a big deal. So like you just label certain types of dancing lewd or lascivious, like and like describe, like what does lewd or lascivious mean? Like it's open to interpretation. It's meant to be open to interpretation so that you get trapped up in it by doing something totally harmless, you know? Yeah, you would have to get rid of school dances and proms. Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. So let's look at some of Alejandra's further commentary on this. Universities, public schools, hospitals, medical clinics, etc. could all be defunded if they host any event discussing LGBTQ people and children could be present. Stop it. The way they define sexually oriented material simply includes anything about LGBTQ people. There is a private right of action against any government individual, any government official, and private entity for a violation. It's an SB 8 style bounty lawsuit against anyone accepting federal funds. This will be a ban on all discussion of LGBTQ people in any entity that has received federal funding. This is the American version of Russia's gay propaganda bill, passed in 2013. The end game to censor and ban LGBTQ from all public life and force them back into the closet. The pretext in this bill is clear. They will troll the media about the bill being about, quote, stripping or drag queen story hour. In reality, the way the law is defined, it could apply to a school that has a screening of Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, because there's a same-sex kiss in it. I cannot overstate how radical the private right of action portion is. The bill is so broadly defined that a pediatric hospital could be sued for having a pride flag or a medical pamphlet about gender dysphoria. It deputizes anti-LGBTQ bigots to engage in bounty lawsuits, which, as we've mentioned before, is a method of defunding the schools at the very minimum. As we've seen previously with SB 8, the lawsuits are rarely actually filed. Simply, the threat of litigation is enough to create a chilling effect. Any federally funded entity will remove all references to LGBTQ people as a precaution, just as schools in Florida have done. Remember, we talked about that on stream before. If we're watching the video later, there's a video link up here in the thingy-bar. It's so incredibly dehumanizing and hateful for Congress members to draft a bill that would define under federal law who I am as a queer trans woman as being inherently sexually oriented. As if my very existence is harmful to children. This is disgusting, heinous, and monstrous. And here are the full list of co-sponsors. If you're at all interested, I know that's kind of hidden behind the chat a little bit, but oh God, I wish that these were in some kind of order so that I could see, like, oh, put them in order of the state so that I can see, like, Kansas easily jumps out. Ah, Tracy Mann from Kansas. Fucker. I have to get in touch with my representatives. Here's the thing that you sometimes realize when you're in the middle of doing a segment for YouTube is you realize, like, oh shit, my fucking representative was one of the people who drafted this bill. And now I have to go to fucking ResistBot and use the bot to, like, fax something over to Tracy Mann's office to say, hey, asshole, like, I'm a transgender person who lives in your state, and fuck you for trying to restrict access. Like, you know, always the appeal that I go to is, like, I was growing up when it wasn't illegal to talk about it, but it was pretty much unacceptable to talk about it, and I'm really pissed off that I didn't get to know about this earlier. Like, I came out when I was like 15, and that still feels like I was robbed of a lot of time. But of course, that doesn't matter. And it might not even matter to the representatives. Like, it's still our responsibility to say, hey, fuck you. What are you doing? You're an asshole. Like, I am a citizen of the United States. I'm a citizen in your state. I'm a citizen in your district. You represent me, and this is what you're doing. Like, clearly you're not listening to the most vulnerable subsection of your, you know? Like at the very minimum, you can take the time to like make it a problem, you know? Yeah, because, and that's another question. Soyboy points out, like, would public libraries have to get rid of any books that have to do with queer subjects, you know? I don't know if they receive federal funding. I guess like libraries are usually locally funded through property taxes or something like that. So, but maybe, like, have they ever received any public funding? Like, is any portion of their stuff dependent on federal funding? Book burning time, despair. True. What's up, new users to the chat? How's it going? This is a bill that will simply make many people hate the GOP and Christian religious people worse than ever. This will be unpleasant consequences for them as well. I mean, the problem is that they're doing a really good job of drumming up fear and hatred towards trans people. So, like, the sexual orientation thing being just kind of tucked in there, you know? Like, a lot of people might not even realize that that's in there, because how many people are going through and reading the law like we do versus how many people are just going to be swallowing some rhetoric and like having to conform to the party rhetoric expectations, right? Like these people are drumming up a lot of hatred. They're making up bullshit. They'll straight up make up bullshit about, like, oh, these teenagers identifying as cats, they have a cat box in the classroom now for those students. And like it's just a lie. Like, there's absolutely no evidence for it. It's obvious that it's just a lie, but people are going to believe them. People are going to run with it. It's really difficult, you know? Can't field trip to a library anymore. I mean, yeah, like, we've got to have like some kind of action here. We can protest the people who are like, you know, bringing these bills to bear. You know, we can call their offices. We can show up outside their houses and say, hey, this person is the one who sponsored this bill. Going to the school boards. Like, there was a law in Ohio where they were trying to restrict something about trans teenagers or something. And the law didn't pass because a whole bunch of people showed up and said, hey, fuck this. Like, no, this is not cool. You can't do this, right? You have to actually show up, like, when it's safe for you to do that, right? Zoe says we're so close to that 1984 dystopia. It really is, as far as I can tell, it's all done for power, you know? It really does seem to some extent like it's power for the sake of itself and not like they have any actual objective, you know? Oh my God, I slowed down a lot on that beer. And now it's very warm. Jimsy says, I'm 21 and I haven't transitioned yet. It's still so early, Jimsy. It's still so early. Get ebooks as physical versions if they exist, just saying. I think it might be a good idea to try to get some physical copies of these books. There's like queer histories and stuff. Like, it sucks that you can't really meaningfully get a copy of Stone Butch Blues. It's just a PDF on the website, you know, which is great because it makes it perfectly distributable. But oh my God, it also makes it to where, like, if the internet suddenly goes down, like, we don't have any access to that material, that like historical material for sure, you know? If some of these rich people who back the GOP started getting protesters on their property, they would back off. They are relying on people not finding out who they are and holding them accountable. Where is Anonymous when you need it? Huh? Anonymous, where are you? Baphomet says, I started estrogen at age 21 or 22. My body is so feminine now at age 25 that it's hard to believe I was ever worried about not starting it as a teenager. HRT is magic. Don't worry about when you start it. True. I was kind of thinking, like, I keep having breakthrough cramping and shit for my IUD. I was like, what if I just did a low dose of tea for like 3 weeks? Would that maybe be enough to make my body stop going like, ah? Because that's kind of what we're doing right now. I don't know what that sounded like for you also. I'm sorry if that was really loud or really weird, but I enjoyed it. Oh, I like making crazy noises. I still got to build up my my voice acting portfolio. I need an animator friend who like needs a voice for a part so that I can like actually build a repertoire doing some free voiceovers. You know, I haven't heard about anonymous actions really in the last like 4+ years. Yeah, Delsings, that's a good point. I remember anonymous being talked about quite a bit a few years back, but not so much nowadays. Like, what were they doing back in the day? Take a shot at revoicing Chris Pratt's Mario? That does not sound like something that would be in my purview. I don't know if I'd be able to do a Mario. Or like even like a normal Mario, you know? Oh, Kimberwolf asked if I have a P.O. box. I guess I should go ahead and set up the P.O. box since I'm going to be living here for, like, living in the area at least for another year so that people can send me stuff through the P.O. box. I'll go ahead and set that up soon, I guess. Leonard Leo is one of the people who wanted Clarence Thomas and other radical right-wing judges. He's responsible for Roe v. Wade being overturned in part and for the LGBTQIA fallout along with SCOTUS decision. Oh my god, that sounds like a lot to read right now. Secretive right-winger using billions to reshape America. Yeah, that sounds like I'll read it later. What happened to Anonymous, though? What happened? Where did they go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? One thing that I'm planning to do after I move is I'm going to change my sleep schedule, because I think part of the problem, part of the reason why I start getting tired is like with the schedule that I'm on currently, sometimes I go to bed at 10:30 because like my partner has requested like, you know, try really hard not to wake me up if you're coming to bed past midnight. So as a result, I just basically don't go to bed past midnight. I try to go to bed before that so that I don't wake him up and fuck up his alarms in the morning. Like make it so that he doesn't wake up properly in the morning. But consequently, like I'm going to bed at 12 and I wake up at 8 basically every day. And this is a very bad timeline for a streamer to be on. For sure, Delsings, if you get back to animating, I'll do like short voice parts. That would be cool. That could be fun. It sucks. Vidarota says, it sucks having distress about figuring yourself out. 100% just out of the fear that HRT will become inaccessible, which more or less happened. Yeah, I know a lot of trans people are like accelerating their transition plans. Like some people were like, I wasn't really worried about getting a hysterectomy, but now that I might not be able to get a hysterectomy soon, like I have to get it now, you know? Which I need to send in the paperwork for the bunk clinic. I got spooked by it. I made the phone call to get the consultation process started, because even consultations are booked out really far for phalloplasty. And then I got spooked. She sent me all the information that I needed to fill out, and I got scared and then didn't fill it out. So I should probably go ahead and do that. I still have like more than a year to think about whether or not I'm going to get phalloplasty. Stay Amazing Unpredictable has donated $5. Thank you. I appreciate that. Honestly, every little donation helps. That's like gonna help me prepare to buy food and like move out on my own and shit. It's gonna be good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anonymous was tied to 4chan for a long time. I don't know how they'd feel about that association now. They've been going after terrorists and tyrants recently on the international scale, not concentrating on the USA as much as they used to. I wonder if they were going to be more easily captured if they kept focusing on the US. I'm not sure. Mm. Oh, they're hacking Russia a lot right now. I see. Once upon a time, they were the baddest cyber warriors to ever surf the data stream. Anonymous. Thank you, Nuvenol. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciated it. A little New Zealand. Oh my god. I'm having a great evening with you all. It's been amusing. I'm glad that I'm gonna be able to have like a normal amount of energy after fucking Ren Fair. Cause wow, that's a difficult time of year. I've been needing to get my top surgery for a few years. Other medical stuff keeps getting in the way. Yeah, that's the thing too. Constantly there's other financial stuff getting in your way. Like, I'd love to have bottom surgery. That shit's gonna cost like $40,000. Like, am I gonna start a GoFundMe for $40,000 and just hope that I can like make that work, you know? Like, holy shit. Once upon a crime, get the tagline right. I know, true. So, you know, we're doing our best. I have a skull shot glass. Do you see my shot glass and how it has a skull on it? I'm a big dork. Happy Halloween! Decoy Duck, can you sense it? Can you sense it? The pharmacy refused to fill my testosterone without me talking to the manager and failed to contact me to let me know this. I was waiting for them to tell me if it was filled. Kimber is like live tonight trying to get their testosterone while listening to the stream. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. I hope that they just fucking give it to you. Is it CVS? Are you going through CVS? Because I've heard for sure that CVS has a lot of issues with just kind of declining to fill birth control and testosterone and all kinds of shit. Vidarota, you really literally don't have any private trans options in Sweden? That's crazy. Like, you would pay... Like, I'm sure that you would pay for it if you could, right? DJ says, I would love top surgery, and apparently my parents' insurance covers it, but they're transphobic, so no top surgery for me. DJ... Now, if anyone in chat knows better and wants to correct me, I'd love for you to do that. My understanding is that your medical care is private. So as far as I understand it, you could get top surgery and like as long as like if you especially it's probably easier if you live with your parents and you can intercept the mail, because they might send a pre-authorization letter to your parents instead of to you because they're the name on your insurance. Like, but your parents can't actually tell you not to get top surgery. Like, if you are covered by their insurance and you go get the healthcare, like, I don't think they can stop you, you know? And if the insurance covers it, then they're probably not going to have to pay very much of it. If your parents' insurance, they probably have a decent deductible. Oh, so Kimber Mersh in the website chat says that Walgreens as a pharmacy has been having some issues lately where they've been religiously bigoted toward people, you know? And then CVS, I've heard a lot of horror stories about CVS declining to fill Palm Top Tiger's estradiol valerate. Somehow the biggest pharmacy in the nation doesn't have a supplier. Vidrota says, and recently I've heard people say that they aren't even diagnosing people anymore after a psychologist quit at the gender clinic A diagnosis is the only way to legally get any form of transition here. Damn. I mean, it's easy enough if you're trying to get estrogen therapy. Like, estrogen is really easy to get a hold of online. But if you're trying to get T, it's so fucking difficult. I hear you on the T refill issues. It's across the board. Testosterone is a controlled substance designation in the US, requiring pre-auths. I've been forced off of my patches so often. It's a hassle trying to get HRT filled. The longest I was forced off of T this year was 11 days in a row. Oh my God. Yeah, it's been a problem. I still have some T from the last time that I had a prescription for it. So I was like, if I need access, if I need to go ahead and take it now for some reason, I have a little bit of it that I can take. I probably should just, like, take it. Like, it's gonna go bad at some point. I don't know. Dono moment. Dono moment. Dono moment. For some reason, that just became Jaws in my brain. Dono moment. But yeah, it's crazy to be forced off of T. It's like the one thing that I can like breathe a little bit of like a breath of relief as a trans person right now is that I'm at least not currently on hormones, you know? I got my IUD put in, and that's going to protect me from pregnancy and like hopefully make my periods less of a problem for the next 5 years. And I'm not on testosterone right now, so I don't like need it. What's up, Tabaxi? Yeah, keeping expirations in mind. Bring the tea back for the trans babes. I guess it's also just good to have, like, in case there is a shortage, to just have some extra around. Honestly, like that might be one reason to just get my prescription up again and refilling it, just so that I have some for later. Some hormone regulations, at least. I keep having like cramps that are bad enough that they wake me up from the IUD. Like, I think it's the IUD trying to, like, my body's trying to push it out. So I don't actually know if going on T would stop my cramping and shit, but... Oh, okay, the poll ended. All right, listen, the poll ended. Officially, C results won, but realistically, Lion King 1 or 2 won this poll. For which childhood animated movie turned you into a furry and activated you sexually? Jess says Robin Hood. I'm not a furry, but Space Jam is the only one of these that's remotely arousing. That's not true. The Lion King 2 has a whole damn musical number about erotic love. Inupendi, where the passion fruit grows sweet and it's so divine that you lose your mind as it sweeps you off your feet. I remember that song. Wowee, that just like unlocked something in my brain. Baphomet responding, thank you very much, Baphomet. Hakvorkin. I keep wanting to do like Kevorkian. Whenever I read this word, I want to say Kevorkian for some reason. Pan's Labyrinth, you know. We need a Boston Tea Party. True. We could produce and illegally run tea all along the East Coast. Yes, hi, Mom. I choose to believe that all C results are aces, so I see this as an absolute win. You're just gonna claim 40 people? 40 out of the 80 people, Nouvenol has decided those are the aces. That song I've always heard, In Your Panties. Del Sings really thought that song was much kinkier than it was. Oh shit, Sweden closed the customs and won't allow tea through anymore. That's fucked up. Team C results, true. I've been thinking about this for so long, and just a few months ago there was a legally possible way. It's real stressful that transition options are literally disappearing and you need to act fast. Honestly... it sucks that testosterone is like so much more restricted. Like, trans women can access estrogen and it's not even illegal. Like, it's not even illegal to access estrogen online, but it super fucking is illegal to access testosterone online. Like, and with testosterone, like, you also have to be like getting your blood tested regularly for hemoglobin count. If your hemoglobin is too high, then you need to like go donate blood to offset some of those like increased red blood cell counts. Tabaxi popped in and said, is there a reason why tea is being so restricted? It's because of sports cheating, I believe. Yeah, because people use it to juice, basically. People use it inappropriately to get an unfair advantage in sports or whatever. It's considered a steroid, like legally speaking, which is why it's so much harder to get access to. But yeah, comparatively, you can just get access to estrogen. I've never personally looked at the HRT DIY network. Keffel supports the DIY HRT network. I think it's cool and everything. I've personally never needed it. My doctor is very much affirmative consent, informed consent. He's like, the only reason I'm here is because I'm legally required to be here. Like, you deserve the hormones that you need, you know? And I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, he says, like, it's your pace, you know? You can go as low or as high as you want within the safe ranges and everything. Yes, yeah, it kind of makes sense for it to be restricted as a steroid, but it does suck that people are using it to feel comfy in their bodies that, like, have to lose out, for sure. Kimber says, I'm going to ask them at the pharmacy how soon I can request a refill and then bother them every day when I'm waiting for a refill. They're going to be on a first-name basis with me. You might consider switching to a local pharmacy if you can, Kimber Wolf. I get my shit like at a local-ish pharmacy. Like, there's only 5 locations for the whole, like, the pharmacy is owned by like a dude and he only has like 5 locations for the local pharmacy. And they're just really cool, you know? They don't work with like good RX though, is a problem. I feel like trans women, Tanza says, I feel like trans women have a bit harder socially and trans men have it a bit harder medically, and acknowledging that it can go the other way around in some cases. That might be the case. Yeah. Like, trans women can get, because I mean the thing is that like trans women can be denied care, but you also can just get estrogen however, you know? It's not a big deal for you all to get hormone therapy. The Chinese water torture method of asking for tea could work, but yeah, it might be best to just get a better pharmacy. You didn't do this for like almost 3 hours. You made it almost 3 hours. Are you for real, girl? Come on, almost 3 hours. Yeah, like obviously you should be getting appropriate care at your original fucking pharmacy, but Del Singh said, on tea, I noticed a very big difference in personal temperature perception and resistance, maybe. So when you're on tea, you tend to have a higher content of hemoglobin in your blood, which I think creates some temperature resistance and stuff. I'm not sure a local pharmacy is a thing out here. The rents are very high. Yeah, you might have to shop around a little bit. I'm not even sure how I found my pharmacy because I was specifically looking up a certain drug. It was called Vyvanse. I was like, who has the cheapest cash price? And I looked up like all the pharmacies in the area and called all of them to find who had the lowest cash price on that one drug. And I just found that I really liked the customer service at the small pharmacy that had the best cash price for that drug as it happened at the time. So you might just have to look like your city name plus pharmacy and see if there are any local pharmacies. And if not, you might be honestly better off at a fucking Walmart. Like Walmart pharmacy. Oh. That's so rough, Vita Rota. Oh, so first of all, Del Singh says cis men with lower T are able to get prescriptions for it way easier. Hey, if you're a cisgender man, consider getting your T levels checked. And if your T level is just a smidge too low, you might be able to get a prescription for testosterone, which some trans person that you know might not be able to get. And needles and syringes, you don't actually need a prescription for. So, just an option. If you want to call yourself an ally, maybe consider looking into some options for direct action. But Vida Rota said, all of this is so discouraging. I just get myself further into denial about even being trans in the first place. I've been out as trans for years, but transmedicalism has put so many unreasonable doubts in my head. So all of that takes a lot of work to get through. And then transition resources being taken away makes it so stressful. Right. Like you don't even get the opportunity to work through any of that shit, right? Is there an advantage to looking for a compounding pharmacy? I've wondered that myself. Like, should I just get a compounding pharmacy for like topical testosterone or something? But I'm not sure. I was forced to get tea with a mail order pharmacy for the longest time because no local brick and mortar place had any. Yeah, you can get needles and syringes for hella cheap online in bulk. Yeah, I haven't looked into compounding pharmacies. The only thing I really remember about them was that, didn't John Oliver do a piece about compounding pharmacies and how they're actually not very great? But yeah, God, that's so frustrating. Like, in addition to being unsure about your own identity, feeling like rushed to make medical choices. Sounds like a fucking pain in the ass. At the very least, I'm like, well, I could reactivate my tea prescription and then just hoard tea for a couple years. And then if my little brother gets kicked off of his prescription, then at least someone will have some on backup, you know, like, which is a hard thing to think about too. By the way, this is kind of fun and cool. My 16-year-old brother is like a month or two on tea now. I will fucking scorch the earth if he gets taken off of his prescription. Like, I mean, it'll be easy enough for me to help him get his prescription if he gets access taken away. But yeah, my 16-year-old brother just got on tea quite recently. He's on a super low dose. I'm super psyched that he got it too. Maybe one of these days I'll see if he wants to agree to do a voice chat with us, just to kind of talk about what it's like to be a teenager going through this right now. Like, I was a teenager when I came out and everything, but I was also like nobody was talking about transness, and we didn't have the knowledge and the resources that I was like gonna try to start hormones at the time or anything, you know? So he's in a totally different position. I agree, Vida Rota. I seriously think that if anything, this will just create more detransitioners, because people who aren't sure about transition will rush themselves into it because it could be taken away. That's like the problem with the detransition rhetoric. This is something that Natalie Wynn pointed out very astutely in one of her videos about trans trenders, is like, if anything, the idea that in order to be valid as a trans person, you must get XYZ procedures done is more likely to result in a bunch of people thinking, well, in order to be validly trans, I have to get XYZ procedures done, even though at the end of the day, like, maybe they still identify as non-binary or whatever, but they did not want to have those changes done. The one detransitioner that I follow on Twitter called Support Detrans is like, I think she identifies as a non-binary woman. She had top surgery and like flattening her chest, and is like, well, I have to deal with the repercussions of this body, but now I'm like, I'm a woman and I'm non-binary and I'm detrans, and that's okay. And I just appreciate the courage involved with that. I think she, her pronouns. I'm sorry if I'm making a mistake on that. That would be someone who I would have a lot of fun having on stream to talk to, I think. What do we think? Do we want to like try to ally with detransitioners and try to like elevate a positive detrans rhetoric, or does that seem like something that could be beneficial to us maybe? I'm not totally sure. Yeah, do we want to do that? Because here's the thing too, like I am not on T right now, and there are people who would call me a detransitioner, which I find very upsetting. Like I still have surgery plans. I may or may not go back on hormones later. Like I am aggressively trans. So I guess, and to an extent, it might help to have some conversations with people so that we can be like, hey, this is what detransition is like versus like, you know, me being off T for the last year is like, you know, when Delsing's, or who was it, Kimber? Someone was saying earlier in the YouTube chat that they had been off of T for a short period of time because of lack of medical access. It's like, so does anytime your pharmacy refuse to refill your prescription, do you detransition? No. You're still trans. You just lose medical access for a little while, or like choose to do a different path of transition for a short time. Every time I've stopped taking T, I'm like, I feel more trans than ever because I'm like, I'm queering things more than ever, you know? Yeah, people seem amenable to the idea of having detrans people on. So if we can find some detrans people, that would be cool. It would be beneficial to us and also to detransitioners. True. Like, I think elevating their stories and rhetoric could be beneficial. Transitioning to a new way of transitioning. True. Okay. Yes, benefits of being a mod. Sub expired, but I can still dicks. Yeah, uplifting positive detransitioners. It sucks that most detrans folks that have platforms are transphobes. We can counteract that. Bidarota says, it's literally all this pressure that makes me not want to be trans at all, because it's way too much. If I was on a deserted island, I would be so sure about the changes I want to my body. Well, I hope that you can get access soon, Bidarota. It sounds really frustrating to be in a country where you just simply do not have access. Like, it sucks. And I wish that there was something we could do for you. I mean, check out the DIY HRT hub just to see if they have any resources for your country. Like, see if they have anything that they can point you towards. What is it? DIYHRT.github? Is that the link? If you type that into Google, it'll get you at least part of the way there. But yeah. Oh my god, I clicked the wrong page. Okay, here we go. Curiouser and curiouser. True. Okay. Yeah, Nuvenol, did your thing just expire? You were green earlier and now you're white? DIYHRT.wiki. Let me just copy paste that and put it in the YouTube chat. That's the link. Okay? Just to find out what resources there are, okay? I cannot support you making any purchases, but I think that if it can tell you where to get access to healthcare, that would be good. All right. It's been 3 hours, y'all. I'm looking forward to 6 weeks from now when I can shift my sleep schedule so that I'm not feeling so fucking tired at 9 p.m. And I think that it's going to be good for the stream, good for me, good for you, good for everybody. No worries, Vidarota. I appreciate you being here. It's good to have these conversations. I tend to be very United States focused. So yeah, thank you for being here. If you want to join the Discord, you know, feel free to join the Discord so that you can potentially have more people to talk to. Let me get the link to that and put it in the YouTube chat. Whoops, wrong link. Come on. Here we go. If you want to join the Discord so that you can have people to talk to in between streams, consider joining us. We're going to be trying to have more conversations and stuff in there lately. So yeah, come in. And I don't know. I guess our next stream is probably going to be on Tuesday. Normally I would do a stream on Friday, but I think I'm just going to skip it. I'm going to be bad and like skip a bunch of streams this month and not make very much money. But you know what? It's whatever. I'm just going to live with my choices. Okay. Thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday. And I hope that you have an okay day. For sure. Good night.